All right, is this working? Oh god, it's been so long. I've actually streamed. All right. Where am I going? Am I going right here? Yeah, here I am. All right, here I am live in the flesh on the first time on YouTube in I think it's been 4 years. It has been God knows how long. Hello all who are here for this special stream. 8BitStereo's 10-year anniversary. Yep. Cannot believe it's been that long. Time really just flies by. Hello all in the YouTube chat there. Good to see y'all. How many people do we got? I see like Wolf of Caladrian. Apologies for mispronouncing. Daniel, Asher, Philip J, Titan, Biddy, Music Forever, Nintendo Addict. Hello all. Thanks to everybody who is chilling out here, coming to just hang out for this little thing going on. God, I don't even know where to begin. It's been since October since I streamed on my Twitch, but for YouTube it's been many years since the affiliate program happened with that. And basically it's as simple as it sounds for what's going on right now. Well, technically 8BitStereo's 10 years tomorrow, but I had to fit it in for today. But basically 10 years ago I started the first upload with Treasure Master. That's where it all began, and I just decided, hey, I found this thing with this format, and I'll just keep uploading all these soundtracks until I get through it, or maybe I lose passion or something like that, which can happen, a burnout, and my last major update video explained all of that. But got a lot to still just talk about, go through. Obviously, you could do any Q&A stuff. You just ask about anything. Myself, stuff about 8BitStereo over the years and all that. Do that. Hello, Tyrannosaurus. Thanks for all the sunshine and 1 year silent followers, which is all good. I mean, that's majority of what most of the people are, the subscribers. You know, sometimes I see in the comments over the many years, but for the most part, just people, whenever the videos are released, they put it on, they listen to it, they maybe discover a new soundtrack, new composer, they just love what they hear. It's something. I'll tell you what, it's just something being in charge of this and trying to keep it up after all these years. Man, you are legendary channels that survived after all this time. Thanks, Philip J. I mean, yeah, there was, the Silver Gunna stuff recently. I mean, that's been a whole thing, but obviously with more modern contemporary soundtracks and dealing with a lot of the Nintendo stuff, that was a sad just thing that was going to probably eventually happen. But staying in the retro and all of these older soundtracks, and most companies probably don't really care about trying to, put out or do anything with all the legacy content. There are a few, but even then, it's not a major copyright concern as far as the channel goes. Of course, on Super Terror, keep it in touch. I do manage to keep up with a few things here and there, so I'm sorry I've spoken in, a couple of years. That's all right, man. That's just how, that's my life. That sums up my life over these years. Never forget a friend. Indeed. And Nintendo Addict, welcome. I've enjoyed the Stereo Steve versions for a pretty long time now. Well, thanks for enjoying the old versions, because I am not a big fan of how my old mixes had sound before. All of that stereo, all that stereo, but all that echo and reverb, it was a bit cringe to look back on and listen to. I'm just like, what was I thinking? It was from excitement of all those many years ago, discovering that and being like, wow, I could do this music, and no one's done anything different like this. It's always been kind of the standard soundtrack uploads. I think you at least had there's the Gradius channel, or like that one channel that had the different kind of format going on. It's like Gradius, but there's like a 1 and a 5.2 involved with the spelling of that channel. Yeah, Grad 1 U52. And they had like the on-screen track list already in the timer. 8 years ago, yeah. So that was like one of the, you know, you had GB Lair, which is like the original, like first started just uploading all the standard, you know, like most tracks were standard 3 minutes if they looped. There was no real editing there. They just got them up there, put them out there. I guess it just called the channel Gradius 2, whatever. And then that was like a step up, and they had a bit of an effect on their uploads for the NES soundtracks as well. But then came mine, which was like, let's take it a step further. Let's go a step beyond. Super special, awesome 10-year anniversary YouTube stream. Kevin, good man, Kevin. Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you. Big thanks from Quebec. Remind me old souvenir from my childhood. You're welcome. La Fleur. You are most welcome. Were you one of the veterans? You are one of the veterans. Yep. And yeah, that's the thing too. For some people maybe checking into the stream, some of you might even know that I just don't go by that anymore. Obviously with the recent uploads, not we guys, 8BitStereo, it's Niko's, because definitely with the new mix and the revamp of the video format, kinda, I moved away. In 2019, I decided to change it to Niko Tengoku across all platforms. I almost wanted to just have this channel be called Niko Tengoku also, but I was like, you know, it's primarily what this is. It's for the 8BitStereo. It's for all those soundtracks I'm going to be doing with this. So I will still put my name in there, but not fully or convert it to Niko Tengoku entirely. Will you ever visit Poland? I don't know. You know, with the way the world is, I mean, not fearful of traveling places, but I don't really have much of a interest going elsewhere. Thanks from Italy. I love 8-bit music. Reminds me of my childhood, Nemo. Well, you're most welcome, Shell. Most welcome. It's good to give a lot of people the satisfaction of just reliving a lot of these soundtracks, and in the way the 8BitStereo is, which is one of my things I take pride in. I'm glad to do something different, at least. There's definitely no one else that does NES 8-bits upload soundtracks like I do. And geez, I'm trying to think back of where it all started. I mean, 2012. So I was still in high school. I was in my senior year of high school when these uploads first started. We can even go... Here we go. Let's go to the actual playlist. I got the browser here. So there it is. February 19th, 2012. Wow. Can you believe it? All those years ago. And yes, I got this here, and got a Patreon too, which I've never really promoted because it's just kind of mostly there as if anyone ever wants to give that extra thanks, they can there. There are links also in like the description, because yeah, YouTube stream's kind of like watching a video, but you know, it'll go away. Or it won't go away unless I enlist it, which is what I'll probably do with this stream afterwards. But there's a bunch of link stuff in the description. Also, if you want to download the entire NSFe collection that I've made, and between someone named Anonymotron on specific forums that have been trying to keep up to date on like the NES soundtrack collection. Oh, the chat does show up. I thought I didn't figure that out, but looks like I did. Either way, yeah, I mean, oh gosh, here, let me like right here, Shiz form. This is definitely something where I've kept a lot of my up-to-date stuff for that. Hell, even my latest post. Sadly, I'm still under the Wii on here because I created this account in 2013. So, but you can see Master NSFe Collection. There's also the NES Dev Form, which I just signed up for yesterday, and been trying to, there's this whole topic about like up-to-date NSFe Collection. And I've pretty much been in charge of this for many years, but never really put it out there. It is also on the About section of the channel. Yep, right here. As long as you have Not So Fatso plugin with Winamp or Foobar with the game Emu Player, you can listen to them in their original format. That is a thing that can happen. So there's a little bit of that. Gosh, been following a long time. Silver Gunner for a while, long time. I think it was Yep, Timmy Turner's dad, all that, eventually Silver Gunner and the parody rips. Yeah, just, okay, that's a whole other thing, too, that confuses me. Confuses a lot of people, I'm sure, but that's the whole point. Listening to it every day, well, thank you. And I'm glad to be able to get this revamp going to really give these soundtracks also another shining chance, because there's a lot of soundtracks in the beginning that I uploaded that just barely got any views, jack shit for views. As far as, like, you know, people having interest in it or hearing certain soundtracks, which is what I want. I want people to know about certain soundtracks and enjoy them and love them. Dragonfire, Chojin Sentai Jetman, Captain Tsubasa 2, favorite ones. Yes, and they're all going to be redone in the new revamp, which I am always excited for. Obviously, between 2012, when I was, you know, still in high school, much more free, and now where I'm working, trying to socialize, you know, be more connecting with the family. You know, I've taken a new collecting hobby and interest in vinyl records, listening to that, playing games still in my free time. I'm not as free as I once was back in 2012. I mean, we can even see, let's go to my videos. We could see in the uploads that there were times where I was cranking out videos, like 3 to 5 videos a day in upload, which a lot of that was building up a lot of the soundtracks when I had all my free time, especially after graduating high school. Like, look at that, February 19th, 22, 26, 29. Okay, these are all spread out a little bit, but still, 50, 16. There are definitely some uploads that are just clumped together as far as, like, on the same day. Oh, this is a big one. June 20th, G.I. Joe, Little Samson, Time Lord, the other G.I. Joe game, Gunsmoke, Tom and Jerry. There's like 6 uploads in one day. Like, that shit was wild when I had all the free time. And obviously, the videos were a lot simpler. The NSFe files were a lot not as, you know, up-to-date, checked as. They're not as accurate as they once are now, thanks to me rechecking so many of these soundtracks and making sure all the links are good, the track titles are accurate. It's a whole rabbit hole to go down, and trying to keep this whole thing, keep that whole collection organized and up to date. But that's just how it was back then. Oh, Mooey, my goodness, welcome. Of course, I should have figured you have a YouTube. Well, thanks for coming on. Congrats on 10 years. That's one hell of a accomplishment in what you're doing. Great work. Thank you. Appreciate it. You still take those ships to the Retro Game? Yeah, the Portland Retro Gaming Expo? Of course. If it ever comes back, I'm definitely there. I'm going to it. Tim Fallon, genius of its craft. Oh, and that is discovering so many composers because of this, doing this series. It's great. I love it. Seeing it for the first time, I expected you to be older, but being younger than me, being an 8-bit Missy is even better. Oh yeah, so when I started 8BitStereo, I was 18 years old. I'm 28 now. I could literally show probably a photo of myself 10 years ago, and you'd be like, you don't look any different. You look exactly the same. Yeah, pretty much. These stuff since, wow, 2013, 14, Oregon State studying. Taco Guy, welcome as well, and good to see you. Thank you. Vasily, hello. Is that Privet? I know there's definitely a lot of people from other countries as well that probably come across the channel, comment, enjoy the soundtracks. Obviously, there's definitely a lot of stuff with like NES, Famicom, and AL stuff, and other countries with NES games and soundtracks. So it's good to be able to reach basically all over the place. Yep, Fubar 2000 with its components. It's lovely. I am much more privy to Winamp because NSFe file format. That's how I edit the track titles and the track length and organize them and everything. Fubar, Winamp with the Not So Fatso plugin is pretty much the key to how I keep everything organized. And I think there might be another program out there, but as far as I know, I mean, I've been sticking with that since 2012, since all of that just come on to it's come together like that. Dean Evans. Oh, yeah. And of course, we got other, non-NES music going on right now. But, I mean, that's okay. Nope. Extended that a little further. Didn't mean to. Of course, we had the Shinri Game 2 Magical Trip playing at the beginning, which is also where the visuals were from. Very underrated Super Famicom game. You were going with the train. Yep. Gotta head out, but lovely hearing you, man, for a little while. We'll cross paths soon. Hope so. Indeed. You take care, Philip J. Wow, man. Hello. Yes, hello. Oh, gosh. Gracidazo. Hello. Welcome. You listen to songs by Chip Jockey. That is something that is not familiar to me, so I'm going to say no. Got peace as well. Love to stay before Chi. Oh, my goodness. Congrats on 10 years. Let's catch up one day. Well, sorry to hear for whoever's passing your life. Please take care. Be well. And hope to see you just around again. And enjoying the revamp of the 8BitStereo series and the soundtracks. So let that keep peace in your mind. Keeping your mantra, So take care. You remake all NES soundtracks from scratch. I do not. So what I do is I have an NSF file, which is a Nintendo Sound Format file. That's what that stands for, NSF. It is basically the soundtrack, and depending on first how it is ripped, which is something I still don't understand after all these years. There's a whole, NES ripping scene, pretty much at the NES dev form. I had up here, like Mr. Norbert 1994, freaking Carmack, who else? New Rising Sun, more NSF requests. Like this whole form that's pretty much been going around since 2004, almost 20 years. And there are just so many. There's Carmack right there. So it starts from an NSF file, which gets ripped, and before NES soundtracks weren't really ripped very well. Either didn't have all the songs, didn't have any sound effects, didn't maybe certain soundtracks were unoptimized because certain games used like certain if they used samples, maybe the samples weren't ripped right. So in the past like 2-3 years, I think NES soundtracks have been getting ripped accurately by pretty much anybody here that are doing the rips. And I take NSF files and then I transfer them into an NSFe, which can be done with the Not So Fatso plugin with Winamp, which turns it into a Nintendo Sound Format extended file, which allows for timestamps, track titling, organizing the songs in order, which is pretty much how it always turns out for the videos. Oh, I love how this is placed before. I guess because I started editing and doing stuff with the stream before, but either way. You can also download all of the master collection of NSFe soundtracks, which is a majority of the US released library of NES games. You got some PAL-onlys, you got PAL versions, you got your Famicom Japan-only games, unlicensed bootlegs, also hacks and covers and other stuff people make, like in FamiTracker. That is in this Dropbox link, which will always be updated for anyone that is a part of the NES Dev forum or the Shiz forum. I always have a link in my signature for the most up-to-date collection. It's a pretty niche thing as far as like, getting into all that. If you're ever interested in the original like versions of the soundtrack, how they originally sound, just as pure as possible, that's where you go to listen to them. I thought I was the only soul on this earth that still uses Winamp, but nope. Arthur, welcome. Yeah, to think. I mean, Winamp it's still a great program. It's still lovely. It's still easy, nice and easy to use. Oh, thank you, Stanslov, for that message. I don't know what it says, but I appreciate it. If it probably says something along the lines of thank you. Hello and thank you. Hey, Pit Princess. Yo, or Princex, I should say. Congrats on 10 years. Thank you. Thank you very much, Pit. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on by. Appreciate it. I was still, even though I had made about a week or two advance of letting people know about like, hey, I'm doing this stream. I mean, I still was making the stream happen at the last minute. As far as preparing things, I had a lot of my stream setup stuff taken down, so I had to just quickly kind of get that together so I could at least do this. That's good. Yeah, visual plugins as well, which is nice. Soul Gem Man. Oh, of course. Yes. Absolutely, Solar Gem Man. Everything that has been... everything that's been uploaded... You know, where's the old... There it is. In the old playlist, like everything you can think of from the beginning here of where I've started. All of these... Every single thing will be getting an update. As I mentioned in the update video, I'm not going like exactly soundtrack by soundtrack. Some soundtracks will get a little like a post a little ahead of how the original videos were uploaded. Like Ferrari Grand Prix was just uploaded recently, but I had already redone like Solstice, which was further down. Where else? I think Ninja Gaiden was further down here. Yeah, like that was done way later. I can't believe this was like upload 50 or whatever. But depending on mostly if the NSF soundtrack, the file has been properly ripped. If it's been as complete and is fully done, then like that's when I work on the next soundtrack. But I think most of these are pretty much fully accurately ripped by everybody at like who have been doing this at like the NES dev form. Majority of the US NTSC library has been accurately ripped. There's definitely like 20-30 soundtracks that are not properly either ripped or fully ripped, but sooner or later they're gonna get done. And by the time I get to uploading those soundtracks, probably their NSF file will be complete. Also, wow, almost 1 million views on the playlist. That's kind of crazy. That is actually really crazy. I mean, considering freaking Ninja Gaiden, which is the most viewed, the old mix, most viewed on the channel, 65K. My goodness. And all these other ones too. Like, goddamn, I can't believe they've reached almost to 500,000 views. Oh, I mean, only 2 have, but that's still crazy. I mean, yeah, 9-10 years ago, that's enough time for them to reach that. I am happy that people have taken interest in them to view them that much, or put them on, or listen to them as much as they have. It's crazy. I absolutely cannot believe that 10 years have already come and gone with this series I've done. No super chats. I mean, this is the first time I've streamed back onto YouTube in like 4 years. So I know nothing as far as just, it's like Twitch, except not. Except I'm streaming to just a lot more potential people watching, seeing this stream. But you know, it's late. Definitely late in the US here, so this is the most free time I had to do this stream. Congrats on 10 years. Thank you, Keyron. Much appreciated. Yeah, man, thanks again. I still listen to a lot of it. Bixbite, you're welcome. I hope anybody that has been seeing the new revamp and the new mixes for the soundtrack, they've been enjoying those. There's a lot of people that definitely, they think the older mixes sound better. I personally, of course, prefer the new ones. I think it is much more fine-tuned, not as much echo reverb. I love the video format. I love doing that, even though that definitely takes time out of being able to upload the soundtracks as fast as I can, on top of everything else in terms of being busy in my life. But I enjoy it. I do love adding the video footage, and usually if there's a certain place in the game where the song plays, I try to edit that part accurately in the video. It's not just like a long play from beginning to end, unless the playthrough is shorter than the actual soundtrack, which is going to be the case for some. But even still, I have fun with the editing a bit more. It was becoming a bit soulless when I was just literally saving videos so fast near the end of the initial like run of the old format when I was still Wii guy and all that. It's a shame I didn't get to complete like the US library all the uploads I still had planned, but I think it was still a good idea for me to do the revamp. I was ready for it. 10 years, time flies indeed. Say, great work on your uploads. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome, Kaladia. Huge fan of your stuff. Love the new update videos, the gameplay. Happy 10 years. Thank you, Daniel Guru. Thanks for music over the years. Roy Owen, you're welcome. Thank you. Ninja Guy, Mega Man, Castlevania, top tier OCs from Tecmo, Capcom, and Konami. The best of the best. I am very ready to get all the other like top soundtracks, like viewed soundtracks updated. Most have. I got all the Mega Mans. I mean, I still got Zelda 1, 2. I got Castlevania 2 and 3, TMNT, the trilogy, Battletoads. Oh my god. Man, some of these soundtracks, the last time I checked how far they were in views, it's been a while. My goodness. This is a good chunk over 100K, which is actually kind of amazing. Which is good, though, for some of these soundtracks to get their exposure. A lot of these other classics are just stuff that has been pushed so much recently of, like, listen to this soundtrack. It's wonderful. I love it. Thank you again for the 10 years. I mean, it was... Yeah, I found this thing, and I've just been consistently doing it for about 5 years, I was. From like 2012 to 2017. When I started streaming to Twitch, that's definitely when uploads and everything started slowing down, which sucks. But at the same time, I was losing a bit of passion for it. My burnout was definitely becoming very real. So definitely just stopped for a bit. I mean, like 2019, 2020, like had like a handful of uploads of soundtracks, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a revamp. I'm just gonna redo and try to be even better, because obviously, speaking of the devil, Mr. Norbert 1994, right there, one of the contributors to the new whole re-ripping scene and making sure all of these soundtracks are as complete as possible. Welcome, man. Boo, it's me. I hate this website. I saw your actually I just discovered this recently. Mr. Norbert's actually original YouTube channel. Your channel got deleted, man. I'm sorry. I saw that it was apparently something with a copyright thing. I wasn't even aware that you would have had problems with that, but sorry to hear that happened, man. I hope there were videos that you had that were still backed up, or because damn, that sucks. For no reason at all. Damn. I mean, hopefully you have like the emails for anything that was like, this is your video that got the strikes and why your account then got deleted. But again, I hope certain videos, because I know you had some videos about like NSF stuff. It was definitely, I mean, anything about that is always good to have on the internet. But I mean, you have the NSF collection. I've got my NSFe collection. We at least got those. They'll always be around. We just gotta make sure spread the word of where to download it. Which I finally now I actually signed up for the NSDev forum. I don't know if you noticed that. I'm actually there. As of yesterday. Bam. There's my post about the up-to-date NSF e-collection. Hey, look at we got the fellow who made those 8-bit the fellow that made those 8-bit stereo things. Yeah, see? Yeah. And I finally put it in the about section too. So anytime when I do update like the Dropbox link, it'll be there as well. And I keep getting my brain all back and forth because I'm just trying to think of my history. I mean, it's as simple as it sounds. I found this thing and then I just started doing it for many years. I had my bit of, burnout and not uploading as much, but now I'm back with the revamp. Dragon Etch Kung Fu has the best soundtrack in my opinion. It's a good one. That is a good one. I do love those now production soundtracks. By Masakatsu Meikawa. Lovely composer. I'm lazy ass when it comes to backups. Aw, man. That's alright, it happens. I mean, I don't have any of my old, obviously 8BitStereo mixes backed up those files from like the media file. I mean, whatever are still up, you know, they're there, but they always get replaced with the new download because that's what I want. Some people to know newer mix instead. Well, there is me. There you are. Yep, you, Karmic, New Rising Sun. So many people from the NSFe forum that have been doing, that had done like a whole like re-ripping scene. It's quite amazing to think that original like the more NSF requests topic started in 2004. It's almost 20 years this whole thing has been going on for, and some people are still there. Mumblers, like, damn, Mumblers still be posting every so often, or still be posting. That he's one of the rippers, is one of the original rippers. There's a whole lot of thanks to go to a lot of the people that have been consistently ripping over the years. Honestly, looking into the newest, no interest said there's way too many homebrews, like hundreds. I mean, I bet I can't even imagine the rabbit hole of how much there is. I'm still like on the surface of like, hey, I still know all the, I'm still dealing with all the, you know, officially released stuff and everything, as I have with my NSFe collection. And of course, once I'm done with doing all the official stuff, then I'll be going into all of those hacks and those homebrews and everything. And I'm like, whoa, this is gonna be a lot. I'm ready for it. I'll be ready for it. Oh, then again, I don't really know how much demand to rip those. Oh, how much demand there is for people wanting them. Hey, if there is a chance for it to be ripped, or should have a rip, you know, let it be so. Do we have to answer my Twitter box? I bet. When you're like one of the main people for that, for like ripping, they're like, hey, can you do this? Sometimes things I don't even know why it should exist. I bet. Man, I am. It's amazing how much 10 years goes by, and I mean, let's look at this. Actually, no, let's go here. And obviously, for anyone that has seen like that, such. I mean, I started my Patreon a while ago. It was mostly connected to when I was streaming on Twitch, but the best thing I got going on there is that you can see a sneak preview of what I'm uploading next. It's mostly just there for anyone that wants to give that extra thanks for like, hey, thanks for doing this for as long as you have and such. Nothing too special. Like anything, it's just there for anyone that wants to give the extra things. Because all this, of course, I still will always do for free and as my hobby in my free time. God, no, I'm skipping soundtracks. Hold on. There we go. Just trying to get to here because it's like, God, you can already tell I'm using the freaking, like, not even official box art, everything. That old logo that had that tilted 8BitStereo, not even the most accurate. Oh, wait, no, this information is accurate. It was not American Softworks. It was ASC Games or whatever. God, yeah, when most of the names I knew from composers were the aliases. I don't know how I still got Nobuyuki Hara, but not Naoki Kodaka and Shinichi Seiya. Like, okay. Good job, me. Now, when I had the redundant, like, developer and publisher, when I could just put down the same line. This was just when I was putting these babies out. I don't, even the platform, it's like, why does it need to be shown on screen that it's on the NES? Y'all know, it's in the title. And those box arts that are just so, like, not color corrected because the scans were not accurate. I mean, yeah, again, 2012, this is when stuff wasn't really as fine-tuned as far as, again, the NSFe files, box art scans, information, composer information even, and developer information. It was definitely a lot, it was still a wild west as far as getting it all accurate and well-known. Conversion to Dendy of an official PAL game server. It's converted Wideswood's PAL to NTSH. Kind of makes sense. Honestly, I wonder what soundtracks you haven't done. Pretty much nailed, like, I don't know, 500. I have, apparently, as of a couple weeks ago, did my 1000th video upload. Now, granted, of course, of the revamp, I've only done about What are we at? Let me go to the playlist because it'll always say 35. So only 35 of what was the old playlist? 955 soundtracks. My goodness. But a good chunk of those were mixed in were also Famicom, PAL onlys, all of that. But the majority of like the US NTSC library was getting there. It was getting uploaded. But there's definitely stuff I still wasn't able to upload before doing the revamp. But I will get there again. I will definitely get there again. Congrats on 10 years. Appreciated your content for a long time, and thanks for the NSFe package. You're welcome, Itsuki. Yes, that is, of course, again, in the description of this stream right now as well. You can download... Yeah, there's the Patreon link. Give thanks for that. Dev Ko-Fi, but again, that's just all there for anyone that wants to give that thanks. And eventually, I'll try to also connect the Patreon with original YouTube content I want to get back into making, actually. I had a channel for that, but I decided not make a new channel, start from fresh, and just do it for the enjoyment of it. And yes, you can download Master NSFe Collection by me and Anonymatron. Yep, it's there. For anyone that wants to just have the current, up-to-date NSFe Master Collection. Again, if you go to the Nest Dev forum or the Shiz forum, I'm there, and we'll always have my signature updated to the have the NSFe collection link that is there updated. But it will also be updated here on the channel. If you go to the About section of the channel, the Dropbox link will be there as well, updated. I mean, again, I could always do like updates on Twitter and whatnot, but obviously, if I'm gonna re-upload and have everything needs like a update, you know, that Dropbox link's gonna be gone, because I always like to delete it and put in a new fresh link. But also, of course, you know, hit me up on Discord. That's also there in the About section as well. It can always be like, yo, you got that new NSFe collection? You can get it. But again, everything about NSF, and especially NSFe, is very niche, very much niche. So it's not like a whole bunch of people are after it, but it's there. Once submitting a best scam Metal Gear, later Glory's backsides, the box arts are kind of crap. It's amazing how, yeah, the early 2010s, basically. Oh. You let my dog out. She's been probably wanting out for a little bit. Oif. Smiley dude, oh my god, thank you. Oh, for the 8BitStereo stuff, you are most welcome. What's the hardest game to get done / uploaded? Definitely super long soundtracks. Any soundtrack that was like over an hour, those are definitely tough. But most soundtracks were not actually hard to upload. It was just mostly getting the files, you know, getting them converted, and then of course editing them all together. And it's gonna definitely be tougher with the new revamp when I'm putting the footage together and such. That's gonna be fun, especially for RPGs. Oh, can't wait. But I will enjoy it. Ripping wise or tagging wise? Oh, tagging, again, yeah, pretty much long ass soundtracks or stuff that's difficult to find any information on, which would mostly be a lot of Famicom exclusive stuff. Do work around for it since there's basic data function NSF1. I do not make NSFs. No, you do not. You are mostly the NSF guy. Which, hey, if you ever get around to that someday, cool. I still like NSFe. It's just, it's always stuck out to me. Probably because, again, those many years ago, 2012, especially finding out like Slick Productions that had a little bit of like a collection of NSFs that were made, NSFes. And it's like, I'll make them. Plus, I like using Winamp and Not So Fap, so I like that. I like it. It's definitely old as hell as far as like that being the method to do so, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Hey, Angel Queen, this is my old username, but I saw you live, so popping in. I recognize it because I know your old username. Thanks for stopping on by for my channel's 10-year anniversary. Well, not my channel's 10th anniversary, but the series. The channel's been around since 2008, but 8BitStereo has been around since February 19th of 2012, when it first started to live. The Wii guy. Wow. Yep, that was me. I was once that guy. Now I'm Niko Tengoku. Hello, Julio. Good to see you. I recognize your name. Recognize ya. Here's that's going to be my 10th anniversary, and I invested all my energy to this crap. In 2 years, it's going to be your 10th anniversary. Hey, man. It ain't crap. It's an effort that definitely is not as appreciated, I would say, but I mean, sometimes you do things for the benefit of everything. So like you doing all those NSF rips, me even making all these NSFes, they'll be valuable to somebody. They will be good. Now, let's see what the wise words supposed to do. I regret nothing. I regret nothing either. I regret my old format, my sound format, and how everything was so echoey and reverby. But again, I got the revamp, so I am gonna keep on going with that and do the best I can. How are you? I am still me. I am still the same. Well, I mean, 10 years. There's a lot that has changed over the years, personally and such. But I'm still the same old person uploading these soundtracks. Even 10 years later, I still got stuff to do. Though it's probably like blessing in disguise or something for like, even though I did everything with all the old, how echoey and reverb those soundtracks were, it probably is better that it took now to get everything revamped, because again, you know, for like the videos, but there's more videos for playthroughs and the long plays, box art scans are better, and of course NSF ripping has been much more masterfully done, or soundtracks being fully ripped, more accurate info for developer stuff, composers, sound drivers, all of that. Have a great night to log in to say, be able to say hi. Aw. Well, thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. I hope you have yourself a good night. What is the best way to support your endeavors? Well, I have been periodically, of course, mentioning, I do have a Patreon. I started this, it started many years ago, and when I was doing, oh god, there's double me. Is when I was doing, oh, here it is. Stuff related to my Twitch, my twitching. But then I decided, you know what? There's not much good to do with a Patreon for Twitch. So, of course, Niko Tengoku creating 8BitStereo and other content, because I will want to return to some doing original videos that I used to do actually many years ago. I used to do like reviews and other stuff. That's yet to happen. I have the channel made for where all the original content's going. But as far as still supporting based on this, you know, you got that. Some updates when I do that. I do have a Discord. You get the role. You get a sneak peek of 8BitStereo uploads. I do wish I could edit these, like their actual amounts, but once you set it like this, you can. I just would make another tier, so I'll have to work on that down the line. But what is the nice thing about Patreon is that you can join whichever tier, but you can choose to support whatever amount. So if anyone's on or anything above, right? So if it's like, if you choose the tier 1, you can actually choose to support like $5, but be at tier 1, or be at tier and support 10, and you know, etc. But that is just an option for anyone interested. And this is only 50k for Pictionary. Tim Follin's legendary soundtrack. That's all right. Even though we're only 35 uploads in for the revamp. I mean, and that's been over about a year now. Because when did they start the first? When they start the revamp for Treasure Master, which is the first soundtrack I uploaded. March 29th. We're almost coming up a year on that, which is kind of crazy. I cannot believe it's already been a year for the Revamp. I only got 35 soundtracks out. I will try to do my best to get them out more, which that is also a thing on the Patreon. There is goals, and I added 8BitStereo incentives there basically for whatever stuff per month. It'll just give that motivation to just make sure, like, you know what? Oh, if there's enough people supporting there, I'll make sure these are popped out a lot faster. That's about it. But still, I do everything in my free time and when I can. I could go along days working at AGI. The I notice put into the information collecting. I have no idea how to use it. You know, just put it out there. And at the very least, you know, have it there as something for people to support, to be like, hey, thanks. I registered there as a sort of a joke. Bet. But it is also, there are, yeah, 2 links at least in the description of the stream. The Patreon and a Ko-Fi, which I also made as just like an alternate, just like, hey, if you want to do the one-time support thing instead of doing it monthly at Patreon, then there you go. If you ever put those sound effects in your videos, or maybe in the... What, the sound effects from... soundtracks? I put the most significant... or what is it? The important sound effects into the soundtrack. You know, pause, like the select, start, pause, maybe if there's a level up sound. Especially if there's any, like, sample or DPCM sample, I'll put that into the video as well. But that'd be for anyone that just wants, you know, to have all the sound effects to be able to listen on their own. They can get the NSF or the NSFe to still hear some of them. Best to get the NSF, of course, because none of the songs are like organized, so you can just listen to any of the tracks. Though you still can't do that with NSFe, obviously. You can convert NSFEs back into NSFs and make it a like a NSF file. Man, I say NSF and NSFE so many times it kind of loses its meaning to me. I'm just like NSF, NSFE, NSFE, NSF. Gets to be a lot after a while. A mouthful. A mouthful of only a 3-letter abbreviation. Yo, been subscribed to the channel for a few years. Thanks for all your uploads. Next, welcome and hello. I appreciate anyone that's been around for however long you've been, ever since you first found out about 8BitStereo on the channel. There are some people that obviously are subscribed to the channel when I used to do. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, it's because my... It's because my fucking Twitch alerts are still on here. And that's connected to the fucking... Oh my god, that actually gave me a bit of a scare. It gave me a... gave me a bit of a spook. Did something even pop? I don't know if anything even popped. I think it's because it was all behind all the shit here. Wow, that freaking surprised me. Holy shit. Maybe just oh god. Woo! But that's my Rhythm Heaven love there also, because I represent the Rhythm Heaven. That's why my name's also Niko Tengoku now, because Rhythm Tengoku, love it. But thanks for whoever just did that. I can actually go check it. My goodness. Wow. What a freaking surprise that was. Oh, is that oh, is that you, Smiley Dude? Well, whoever Ryan is, thank you for the Patreon pledge. Oh god, 10. Holy shit. Thanks. Did not see that coming. I was thinking like, oh, you know, most people will probably be at tier 1, $1, or at least, you know, tier 2. 5, but I never expect anyone to 3. But now I really got to make sure to get my original videos out too, because I have special, you know, plans for that, as is described in the tiers. Because, you know, certain people when they have a series and they have a Patreon, they're always like top supporters, high rollers, or whatever. At like the end of the videos, I want to do that. So I definitely need to get onto my original content because I want to have fun with that. And obviously, a lot of what I want to do is just like talk about stuff, like topic-based videos, and talk about certain soundtracks. I have a whole plan with that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey, that at least brings the goal one step closer to. Yeah, if it was the first goal, $100 per month, make sure 8BitStereo content is produced more frequently, which is like at least once a week. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for thinking my efforts over these past 10 years have been worthwhile. Evil Niko has joined the chat. No, Evil Niko. Yeah, the timestamps you make for all the tracks is super helpful and great. Thank you, Daniel. That is also, again, thanks to Pal Anonymotron on the shiz forum. Right here, Anonymotron. Oh, I just realized I don't have my fucking capture cursor isn't even on. Is it even capturing the cursor? Ah, whatever. Either way, when I first got myself to this form, which I think was 2013. It was about a year after 8BitStereo had started and such. I still was doing a lot of the NSFe stuff on my own and like trying to redo all the NTSC US library. But then I found that Nomatron wanted to work together, and we've been together. He was making NSFEs for games I hadn't made yet, so that was like the first thing. And then when all the re-ripping came from like Mr. Norbert and Karmic and such, I went through some of my stuff. We transferred over old rips into the new ones, and he did too. So we've been working together. Of course, everything at the end goes through me at the end, because of course, with my 8BitStereo here, I like to make sure everything is good as I like. And this Mr. Norbert again too. He's there as well. Anything NSF or NSFE related, you'll find him there. And oh yeah, and there it is. There's my last post I made last month. Because at times I would only post on the shit's form like once a year, because I just was so busy with shit, personal life and all that. But it can't be forgotten. I know, of course, I put myself out there as the face of everything of like, hey, it's all me for the NSFE stuff, but not all me. And of course, again, thanks to Mr. Norbert, Karmic, everybody in NSFe forum that had re-ripped a whole bunch of shit. They are also the unsung heroes of of the series as well, and NES soundtracks in general. They truly are to be thanked. I will take the thanks for everything I do with 8BitStereo, of course, obviously. Wow, I can't believe it's been 10 years. Your work really inspiring. Keep up the good work. Centrilo, you're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I enjoy seeing all y'all here. I know, again, this stream might be at an interesting time. That was when I was most free to be able to do this. What am I at? An hour? I'll probably be here for another hour and a half, probably. But again, I was just mostly here, give some stuff about 8BitStereo, NSF files, some Q&A if anybody want to know more about anything. Anything that's in my brain. I thought notification was something on your playlist for a second. I know, because, again, it's been about 4 years since I last streamed to YouTube, and it was when I was doing not co-streaming, it was using like the program Restream to stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I used to do that, but when the affiliate program rolled out on Twitch, I was like, I guess I'll just keep my streams mostly exclusive to Twitch, because that was like a whole thing in their like policy. I'm sure I still could have streamed here at the same time and not given a shit, or they wouldn't have cared, but it's all right. I was like, you know what, I had some fun with that. I'll keep YouTube to just the soundtrack uploads now. Home Run Simpson. Hey, Niko, what's up? Wow, we got that's ancient. It really is. Oh, damn, I didn't read your other message. Why'd you retract that? How could you? Didn't get to read that. I owed you, boss. Nah, man, I'm smiling dude in the wings. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope my efforts and what I'll continue to keep up with the revamp and such is worth your monthly support at the Patreon. Hopefully within the next few... Oh shit, I am Home Run. in the next few years, there might be complete rips of those Koei. Yeah, that's right. That too. We will see. Even though they are just horrible to work with. Hey, if you were able to like work with what was it, the like Mike Rydell, you know, the RSP Productions or whatever, that developer, because you worked with those, right? If you were able to do that, and what else, the Color Dreams, Wisdom Tree, those spaghetti coded soundtracks, as you had described, I think, before. If you're able to get through those, I mean, the Koei games, like, I'm sure they're tough in their own way, but like, something's gonna happen, I believe. When we start uploading the stereo soundtracks, I just oh my god, is this your fucking YouTube channel? Holy shit, Will, you are freaking Will. Well. You are definitely shitposting all up with that username. I love it though. Yep, my Grado Color Dreams games are just awesome. Hey, I gotta give Mike credit for those games with the voice samples. That shit is definitely clear and crisp as fuck. They are clear as hell. I love those voice samples. But yeah, obviously the spaghetti coded games is not nice. That had to come with that. Actually, no, Color Dreams and Wizard Tree, they had voice sample stuff in their games as well at times, which is also impressive. But it, yeah, it started uploading stereo soundtracks. Well, of course, I was discovering my love for NES soundtracks and such in like 2010, 2011. It all started with Tim Fallen and Target Renegade and Treasure Master. Those two soundtracks definitely were the beginning of my love for that. And then I discovered this format of mixing I was able to do with to NES soundtracks, and it's not just that. Also, I should say I'm also able to do Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Master System, and Game Gear soundtracks, but I primarily focus on, of course, the NES. But those other consoles are also able to be done in this 8-bit stereo format. I just haven't focused as much on them because there isn't as convenient file formats, especially for Game Boy. There's no like NSFe version for Game Boy soundtracks, not that I'm aware of, or something I don't know with the metadata and all that to like maybe give them time stamps and all that. I think Master System does have track titles and timestamps and everything, and they're all organized on certain sites that carry the rips of those soundtracks. But again, there's not as many Master System and Game Gear soundtracks to do, or what are available in those rips for their file formats. There's definitely, I mean, if I ever finish the NES and Famicom library, I have the whole freaking Game Boy and Game Boy Color library to work with. So that'll give me some extra time to keep, things going for a while. Who did your caricatures? So those are always in the descriptions of both videos for the old ones and the new ones. So, like for the old ones, it was Mandarin Swift. That was the original, drawer of my first icon. Yep, thanks to Mandarin Swift. And for the new one with the revamp, the black and white, that would be I always forget how to pronounce the name, but it's all here in the description always. Hiseiken, aka Heavy System Inc., and the SoundCloud is their only real link I was able to provide as far as like where they're most active. They do music stuff as well because they're on SoundCloud, obviously, but they're a bit of an artist too, which I was impressed. I actually got this tagged at me on their Twitter account, and they were just like, "Hey, I took a stab at drawing your thing for fun," And obviously never meant for me to like use it for anything, but I liked it so much. And when I was thinking about the revamp, I was like, I want to use a different logo and such, or icon. And so I was like, I'll use this one. I like it. I got the stereo 8-bit sound at the top of it. You got the Niko on the sleeve instead of Wee Guy, or anything that said my old name. I still got the power glove. I like it too because it represents, I feel, a more, well, not like serious thing with like these uploads and such, but just the fact that like I've grown. I've grown different from my old wacky, silly green hoop logo and such. And now I'm like, I'm serious now. You see this information? You see this background that we got going on in this upload? Serious business. No, I just like this one a lot. It's really good. Obviously, again, it's very well done. I bet at most, I think some people may have had, or no one ever really said like it looked bad. It was just always like, oh, I miss the old logo. I think one person thought I had made these icons. I was like, you could just edit it slightly into the new Revamp. I was like, I don't make these. I'm not that talented of an artist. But I like the black and white too. There's something about it. I like it. It's simple. I think it contrasts very well with everything else. You know, you have, again, the box art on the left, all the information, the 8BitStereo logo, and of course the icon, you know, it completes the whole experience. Kick W, but yeah, Will, thanks for kick Wing into my stream. I have to say, color genes are some Japanese ones are worse in the sense they have no normal index routine. Exactly. And like every time I hear that, I just only imagine like, what does that mean though? Also, because you're so involved with that, I don't even know. I can't even begin to think like dealing with all of that. I would drive myself crazy. So again, your efforts are appreciated for putting all your sanity into that. Ty Taylor, hello. Watching a video game and he's talking about color gene games. Oh yeah, those classic games, which most of them get unfairly crapped on, I feel. Not just for their soundtracks, but in general. There's certain games I'm a little more easier on after doing all this series, because I just don't listen to the soundtracks. I get to know the games as well. I watch playthroughs, I play them myself. I get a little bit more involved in the history as well, you know, with the developers and just things about the games that just really stand out. A lot of fun. This OST really slaps. Oh, thank you, Victor. This is also, yeah, I've been playing the Shinri game on Super Famicom in the background. Obviously, I could be playing some NES stuff, but y'all listen to that all the time. Y'all know what's up with that. Y'all know those NES soundtracks. Okay, let's see. Oh, here, let me throw something else on here as well. More Dean Evans. Gotta love him. Love that guy. as I throw one new song on there. On some games like Battles of Say, should we do a separated tracks for some tracks? There are some tracks that are playing faster. Yes, I think that happens with like the title screen theme, the level complete theme, and even the pause theme because of them using samples and such. Oh, example stage theme, which has like one major speed change at the end of the level. Oh, the turbo tunnel. I mean, you know, do whatever you want. As long as there is a rip of it properly or accurately made, I think it's fine to have that separate thing. It's like what happened with that Supercars track, by Barry Leach, the track theme 1 that was playing way too fast on the original rip, and then you had done like that speed adjusted one basically, but then came an actual rip where it was fully accurate in the redone Supercars re-rip. But I still appreciate those separate, like even if they're one NSF track file, you know. S-Pac, welcome. Happy YouTube anniversary. Thank you, S-Pac. It's good to see you. Thanks for saying hi on the YouTubes. I appreciate it. Hi, first time you had a ball bobble. It got faster when being in a level too long. The Wacko chased you. I Nuke Man, welcome. Thank you for popping on by here. It's my first, well, it's not my first time streaming, but it's been a long time. Been a long time here on YouTube. Something else, at least having a new rip. I think anything that updates it, if it needs that update in a way, is, you know, fine by me. And, you know, you do whatever you can. Which I feel like that should be done because it's Battletoads. Definitely for a well-known title like that, it definitely should be as complete as possible. Action 52 has some decent... Yes, exactly. And see, Action 52, I mean, most of that soundtrack definitely isn't that good or as pleasant to listen to, but there's some bangers on Action 52, and I did that for the original run of 8BitStereo. Eventually, we'll get to it for the revamp. Can't wait. Honestly, I can gladly hate color gene games. I have permission for it. Sure. That's fine. It's not like anyone's really running to defend color gene games or anything, but there's some neatness to them. When all of a sudden they change their music software calling in decimal mode instead of hex. Oh, well, that makes sense now. Understandable. Off topic, but I really like the soundtrack for Coco Adventure, which is a bootleg game, one of my favorites. Oh yeah, that's not off topic at all. That is totally on. That is right there. I love Coco Adventure, having that because it uses the same sound driver as like a Konami game, one of Konami's sound drivers. What was that also? Buzz and Wall Dog? Or was it going to become that game? Either way, Buzz and Wall Dog and Coco Adventure, they're like the same. One was like an actual Famicom released or like Korean release game or whatever. Yeah, Supercards is weird, but hey, building games are usually fun to rip, regardless of their sound quality. Allow me to say that we are very appreciative of the involvement, especially Sunsoft OSTs. Yes, love those samples. Any game that uses samples as well, I appreciate and love it. Happy 10 years. Oh, Sonia, thank you. Thank you for popping on and saying happy 10 years for 8BitStereo. Ahoy! 10 years ahoy! I know, that's what's weird that Buzz and Wall Dog seems to be a trained ROM. I believe you. Again, a term like that, I'm just like, I don't know what that means. But it's not for me to really be too concerned about that, because as long as I can hear the sound checks and they are as accurate as they are from the original game, that's what matters to me. Oh, you can't lose the life. Oh, I got you now. So hope you're well, Sonia. Thank you for saying hello. The happy 10 years. Trimmed ROM. It probably means that like it was already pre-set up in a certain way. Let's see what else. I think what else is there that I at least haven't discussed about anything regarding old 8-bit. Well, you can tell there is something still that was still being worked on with the first videos of the revamp. The text was a little too close for some things, and they slowly got spaced out. Like, you just look at Journey to Stelios and damn. Oh no, actually no, that one's fine. But one of them, it's like everything's all cramped up together. Oh, it was Bad Dudes. Oh god, yeah, with all the composer information, all of that, it's also squished there. But eventually I was like, oh, I should make sure to actually separate out. So it's a lot more room to breathe for all the information. Definitely helps that the platform section is gone. Like, there doesn't need to be the thing where it says platform NES. Like, I know it's on the NES. And I haven't gotten questions about this yet, but I would imagine someone would be like, why do you list US and Japan in the year? And obviously that would be like, well, first off, this is because it's the NTSC version. Japan, certain Famicom, Japan, and US releases, or most, were actually like they were the same 60 hertz, same speed. But obviously when it comes to PAL, that's at 50 hertz. And obviously they would have a different publisher, come out in a different year, so I wouldn't put USA, Japan / PAL. And plus, of course, you know, like Solstice has its name done entirely in where did it release in PAL? In Germany or whatever? So it has its whole like German name and published by I think a different publisher. So obviously there'll be PAL versions for a lot of these soundtracks as well, which I didn't really get to do in the original 8BitStereo run as well. I got to some like Mr. Gimmick, the PAL version of Gimmick, Action in New York, the PAL version of Scat, Special Cybernetic Attack Team, and Final Mission. Hammer and Harry of Daisuke no Jensen, I believe. So that's the original Japan name. But I didn't get to as many of those as I would like. But this time, with all those re-rips, it's definitely going to be done. Definitely be done more. Speaking of soundtrack, Niko, like, let's speak Solstice. If you want to make a PAL soundtrack, are you going to remake it complete with different box art? Oh, yeah, of course. I will use the PAL box art. Daiku no Jensen. Yep, got it right. Thank you, Blaze. Thank you. Silent Surfer was a bizarre one. It had more. Yep, it had more unused tracks than tracks in the game, which is very strange. Like David Wise composed all those tracks on the for that Silent Service game, but they mostly got unused. I don't know if that game was completely being rushed and they didn't have time to program in besides the title screen theme. That's a shame. Would have probably made the game more enjoyable. But yeah, because I believe, I also make sure I've also collected up a lot of PAL box arts as well when I eventually get to that. But does the cover project have the PAL version done or uploaded? Somebody scanned that. Actually, that is what's on the cover project, which is where I look first, and then I go to actually the launch box, because that is a program, but there is also a website page, and they have image scans there. And sometimes the image scans on the launch box, like listings for certain games, are like the best as well. But yeah, like right here, it's only the German PAL version here, so I will use that box art when it comes. Oh yeah, it's right. Is it Nintendo that published it in the PAL regions? So again, got that different information there, and I think it came out a year later or so. Yo, Venom, Hanep, I have not seen that in a long time. It's everything with this channel, 8BitStereo, right? We're 10 years from 2012, but yet it's still using stuff like Winamp to just play some music and listen to stuff. But I also use Winamp to edit my NSFe files, so Winamp is key into how I do everything with 8BitStereo. Well, it's half the key. Half the key. Has a lot of other titles and maybe the cartridge ID in the box. PAL and these kind of things, it definitely is weird. But as long as I find an official scan of some sort, or the best high quality scan I can of a PAL version game, it'll work. Yo, Vitalik Nerd, welcome. Hi, hello. Good to see you. Recognize you because I just, if I recognize the name and the icon, I do. This whole time I was reading Silent Assault. Oh god, that was isn't that a Joyvan Sachan game? That one of those unlicensed games? Yeah, so many differences within just, yeah, exactly, because you can have games released in Germany, Italy, Spain, the UK, Britain, freaking what else? Well, basically, France. Yeah, France. You could just, between those, 5 regions, you can have differences between those PAL versions. The game is most likely in English. Exactly. Yeah, you see it a lot on the video game music production. Video game... Oh, God damn it. VGMPF, the Video Game Preservation Foundation. Also, which is another site I use to make sure and try and find composer information and see it's as accurate as possible. There are games where you can see so many different box arts, it's ridiculous. Like Bionic Commando's one that has a lot for the PAL regions, right? Yeah, you have UK, you have Italy, you have Europe, you have I forgot about Australia. I gotta forget about that. Germany, Norway, Sweden, Finland. Granted, these might actually just be the same box arts. Oh, they are. They just use the same thing, but still, I wouldn't doubt if there is slight differences with some of these, with all of those regions' box arts. Obviously, Australia always has a difference in their box art. I would not doubt if all of these had slight different variations with them as well. What do you think about Undertale and his soundtrack for Toby Fox? I mean, it's classic. That is a solid soundtrack. I enjoy it. PAL copies saying these games are shimmy. Almost 90% of them have no manual. DuckTales has a different box art. Oh, that's right. DuckTales does. Doesn't have the typical. Doesn't have your typical Capcom box art. Yep, like the Germany, it doesn't have the blue around it, but the Japan version doesn't have it as well. FRG is subdivision of Germany. I can't even as well. And Niko, I love Tim Fallen. And Hika, welcome, hello, and I'm glad you love Tim Fallen. He's a wonderful, wonderful composer. Getting his respects after all these years. Feels like it was a revision. I would not doubt it at all. Oh, man. Switch it up a little bit. Try and find some more tracks to put in here. But, of course, while I spend my time a lot in the NES, Famicom, just 8-bit area of music, you know, I enjoy myself many other soundtracks across other consoles as well, especially the Super Nintendo lately, thanks to the GST channel. Wonderful, wonderful channel of mixes. Definitely check them out if you have not. But if they would be more PAL dumps just for the comparison's sake, I was quite stunned to see a different PAL version of Fast Quest, even if it's just a pointless text change. Yeah, like version. Yeah, like how there's different NSFe or NSF files of, like, there's PRG0 and PRG1 and all that. REVA, REVB, even though they're literally the same as far as like the soundtracks. Usually, sometimes certain versions have differences. There's the two Barbie ones. Barbie on NES had the two. One of them has 3 songs different from the other, from different composers as well. Not even Mark Van Heck, which is kind of crazy. And it's like 3 composers to make 3 new songs on Barbie on the NES. Like, who put that effort in? Why would that be a thing? And certain PAL versions have different songs as well. GST is fantastic. Exactly. Please, if you haven't, please go to this channel, subscribe, and support them on their Patreon as well, which I did because obviously you think I'm some lunatic. I mean, I am, but I had to do it. This channel's great. It's literally been my hub, my tranquil hub for helping myself out personally the past 2 years or so. Just these mixes are great. Love the information. I love the research with them. I love the transitions, the mixes in general. You know, the artist features are always great. But of course, GST mix, EXT mix, just fantastic. Fantastical. But yeah, that's been a recent love lately. I love that GST. I love him so much. Always different beasts. Most of the time, the PRG versions are just the same thing, but the code is on different places. Yeah. Which I always include that in like the NSFe collections, because it's like, you know, why not? It's fine. Those files are literally kilobytes each, so it's like, it's not taking up much space. When Game Boy Tetris had one of its songs different in very early copies, heard something like that on the cutting room floor. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt stuff like that is there on... For, yeah, like the cutting room floor. They definitely have a lot of stuff for that as well when it includes like unheard songs. I do know there is, of course, the thing where there's an unused track in Tetris on the NES, the one by Nintendo, composed by Hirokazu Hip Tanaka, and it sounds like it would have been used as a title screen theme. Oh yeah, music and sounds. There is a Type A song in 1.0 Minuet versus 1.1 changed to Koro Bi Nikki, which essentially became the Tetris theme. Ah, look at that. Yeah, it's here. It's here on the cutting room floor. Crazy. You got this. Thank you. Oh god, User with the, is that like a wolf icon? I can't tell. I can't read that language, but thank you. I appreciate it. I see ya. Niko, what's your favorite song on NES? Oh god, I don't even know. Favorite song? That's like the hardest thing to track down. Favorite soundtrack? I mean, you got stuff by Tim Fallon. I got Neil Baldwin. I got Jerome Tell. Oh my gosh. I mean, the Pictionary title theme, Target Renegades title theme. It's mostly like title themes, I guess. Neil Baldwin's the opening theme to Magician. That's also like fantastic. Oh god. But consider, well, yep. One of those themes. Something from like Pictionary, Target Renegade, or Magician. Just something, one of those. During this, I gotta remember those Sunsoft soundtracks as well, which are always so freaking high tier. Asking something like this is from us is like a sin. I mean, it can be done. I could give an answer. It would just be the hardest thing to do. I mentioned if you do a Tetris BPS soundtrack, you can finally insert the BPS logo on the video. I can, yes, and I could do that with any games that had logo intros that I wasn't able to do before, like the Acclaim logo on Bigfoot, the one for. There are some LJN ones out there, LJN and Acclaim. Who else had like a logo intro? Camerica, of course, can't forget, or Codemasters, can't forget that one. Eat the Cat's a game that gives me mixed vibes, but the soundtrack is the best part for sure. I was about to almost put tracks from there actually as well, from Eat the Cat, because love Dean Evans. Let's see. Mega Man 2, 3, and 5, great things. Nicholas, you got that right. Oh, do I actually have some water in this? Oh, I should probably drink some water because my throat's getting parched from all of my talking. Favorite NES Konami game? Oh, geez. I mean, there's some easy answers, you know. But my favorite Konami NES game? I do love The Adventures of Bayou Billy a lot, though. Which might sound crazy, but I do love that. And Roller Games, which also is probably crazy because that game is hard as hell, too. Bayou Billy and Roller Games, two hard as hell Konami games. But I love those. Because personally, I like some drivers' music better than others. Couldn't even answer. Exactly. You have to take that into consideration, too. Who's better, Mindscape or LJN? Well, as far as better, LJN, because they had, of course, always sorts out developers, because LJN never developed titles, of course, and they sorts out to many developers that had good sound. Software Creations, Tim and Jeff Fallon, David Wise, Rare, Atlas, freaking Hirohiko Takayama, Beam Software with Marshall Parker. Also, I think they also had stuff with Tanya Smith and even Gavin, not Gavin, freaking No, it'd be Gavin Anderson, because he at least arranged like the Back to the Future soundtrack. But Mindscape is technically more impressive because they did a lot of sample stuff, or Nick Eastridge did. But then again, Mindscape did develop, they had their own, you know, in-house or developed games, but a lot of those games were actually, I think, done through Eastridge Technologies. Because that was a thing from also, oh god, I keep forgetting that one too. So I already mentioned the Video Game Music Preservation, but there's also GDRI.org, which helps give some developer information as well. So Eastridge Technology, computer software development founded by Nick Eastridge, which became, I think, the main, which was actually mostly the like hidden developer behind a lot of Mindscape published games. Captain the Planeteers, Conan, with graphics by Grey Matter, most likely. Dirty Harry, Gauntlet 2, Infiltrator, Last Starfighter, Mad Max. Again, game design and graphics by Grey Matter, though. But still, most of these were likely done through Eastridge Technologies, as far as, like, the main developer. LGN by a long shot, if you ask me, even, yeah, game quality wise, but at least LGN had the DC to hire Japanese developers. Yep, that too. So Mindscape, you're getting the mixed quality between all of those games. No soundtrack. Oh yes, that's another decent developer, or yeah, decent developer, but also pretty good. Pretty good sound on those games. Pack-in Videos developed games. Predator, Die Hard, Rambo, Thunderbirds. Those all have some pretty great soundtracks to them. Yeah, Blaster Master. Anything Sunsoft, you're pretty much good to go. Even early Sunsoft. Not too big on the original Spy Hunter and even Xenophobe, but they have decent sound. But wait, I'm also not thinking about actually the early Famicom Sunsoft games. Now, some of those were pretty simple. Worst game company. Well, I mean, obviously, talking nowadays, we have a whole list to go through. But if you mean back in the day, I don't know. Like, worst publisher? I mean, like, High Tech Expression actually has to be up there. Always felt High Tech Expression should have gotten more shit than LJN. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, which if you're talking today's companies, you have a whole bunch to sort through. Activision they were decent back then. Hell, even on the NES, they had freaking Galaxy 5000 and Ultimate Air Combat, which were pretty sick games, actually. Definitely love those sample usages on both of those games, especially Ultimate Air Combat. Rollbay was High Tech. That was, yes, published by High Tech Expressions, developed by Radiance Software. Radiance? How the hell do you pronounce that? There was also, yeah, released under Radiance Software. That is one of the most interesting contracts on the NES as well. Not awful, I wouldn't say awful, but it is very interesting. I never got to get to that one too in the original lineup of 8BitStereo, but I will for the revamp. Victor Music comes to mind. Mentioning when developers like Active Enterprises. I don't even think, I mean, like, I could see what they were trying to do, and they failed miserably with Activity 2, but I don't entirely blame them for being an awful developer in terms of, like potentially making a bad game. They just, they had a big idea, and it just was too much for them to handle. And again, they only had the one game anyway, so. Published so many horrible games. You know, now that I think about it, yeah, there's definitely some probably like Famicom only publishers, games that were only released in Japan that could probably be contender for worst company as far as like the quality of games they put out. Hello, Alex V. Sky Shark, Tim Fallen, Gold, exactly. How many Tim composed songs for NES? Well, as far as like composed soundtracks, I mean, you got Sky Shark. Yeah, Magic Johnson's Fast Break. You got Target Renegade, Pictionary, Silver Surfer, Kiwi Craze, Indiana Jones, Last Crusade, Treasure Master. Those his main ones. Kiwi Craze, can't forget that one. And I think those are the main ones on the NES. I'd say Activision is bad since they had devs. Yeah, so technically Sculptured Software helped develop Activity 2. Which is quite amazing to think about. Goemon 2. Oh, yeah. Did I get to do the Goemon games in the recent 8BitStereo lineup? I forget. I think I did one of them at least. Probably more ambition than they could follow. Exactly, pretty much. Russian Attack is exciting. Russian Attack gives me problems, though, personally, as a game that I tried to play and beat. But music's still solid. Same sound driver code and game code copies over and over and over. Yep, exactly. That's why FE2 is 2 megabytes. Yep, one of the largest NES games of that time. Why didn't you upload songs on the SNES? Well, there's plenty of channels that do Super Nintendo soundtrack uploading. There are definitely soundtracks I could do where they haven't been uploaded yet. There's definitely a few I could do. But for the most part, I mean, at least with like 8BitStereo, I've got a different way of listening to all these 8-bit NES soundtracks. With Super Nintendo and like Genesis, there wouldn't be much I'd be able to do different. Which, of course, not completely out of the equation for me to upload like 16-bit soundtracks, because I can't do anything different to the sound and such. I could, but I mean, there's some games that are already like super high quality, or programs and plugins on plugins on programs that really make the sound as high quality as possible. I think that's what I have on my Winamp, actually. I have like it's some SPC player, and there's like a high quality option, and that's how I listen to most of my Super Nintendo soundtracks. Because I think maybe certain people upload Super Nintendo soundtracks in their original, like, not low quality, but it's like the hertz is like, it's at 22.1. Is that what most Super Nintendo soundtracks are output as? But like, you could do 44.1 hertz, which make, you know, higher quality. But I think most people do it in the original sound format of Super Nintendo soundtracks. Yeah, with Rob is the bomb. It's a good soundtrack too there. So you know what would be interesting? I honestly thought, what if there are pre-recorded music tracks on the Miracle Piano? Never mind, you would think there would be like a tutorial, like introduction song that they pre-made that would be there for an NSFe in a rip of that game. Is that one of the games? Actually, is that a game that has an NSF rip? I've never even checked if the Miracle Piano is in like your collection. Oh yeah, I also been meaning to ask, do you mind if you can like actually make like a separate link on like your signature for like NestDev or in the shiz form, where it's just the NSF files and not like any of the players or the programs? That's mostly just for me, because every time I have to re-download, I'm like, I have to re-download the whole gigabyte, even though like all the NSF files together only equal like 300 megabytes of the whole thing. I have to download like an extra 700 megabytes just for these programs that I never am going to use. I mean, obviously you have the whole package there, of course, because, you know, if anyone's interested, they have all those tools. But like for someone like me, anytime I want to update the NSF collection, I have to download a whole gigabyte. It's not a problem, but it would be way less and easier to only download like, what, 300, 400 megabytes of a download for just exclusively the NSFs. If not, it's fine. I'll keep downloading that from your MediaFire link every time it's updated. It was actually updated as of yesterday. I mean, granted, every time there is like a new rip done, you post on that more NSF requests topic, and I always download from there and then insert it into the form, or into the folder. But sometimes I'm just like, you know what, just in case, I'm gonna re-download the whole thing again, just in case. Yo, Mr. Clutch, what's up, man? Peepo notes, take those notes, man. You take those notes. Let me know how it would be possible. Yep, I made one. Oh, really? I get a lot of slack because the gigabyte thing, I'm just very lazy to move stuff out of there. Isn't it literally like, it's literally just those folders, like the 10 folders you have, just like take those out, or just, you know, or move those for a bit and then make sure it's all just the NSFs. I'm not going to give you much slack. I'm just saying, I know what probably needs to be done to make sure it's just the NSFs. That's all. I kind of use it as a container as well. All right, I mean, understandable. Well, all I can think what you could do is that you have like your main NSF folder, just copy that again elsewhere, then remove those main folders with all like those programs that give up, you know, take it to like a gigabyte, and then upload that one, and then that's always going to be the exclusively NSF file uploads. That's it. That's all I gotta say on that. Hey, open question: why do you use any particular substance while enjoying the 8-bit soundtracks? Yes, I enjoy a nice Coca-Cola, obviously. Talking about sugary drinks. No, I don't. I don't partake in any substance because I ain't got time for that. I have to pay for it, and I ain't gonna spend money on that. You kidding me? I'll just enjoy myself some nice soft carbonated soft drinks. That's usually what I'll do, and a nice like burger from either like Jack in the Box or Carl's Jr. or fast food joint in general. They are like dev tools. Their biggest file are probably the interview folders. I do a little. Oh yeah, actually that would make the most sense. Oh yeah, if it's the interview folders, that would make the most. Because aren't they like WAV files? Because that definitely takes it up a whole notch. Then if so, which I mean I already have them, but like every time I want to re-download the whole thing, I don't want to re-download those like large interview files again. But hey, if that's the main thing, even if you take it down to like 500 megabytes or like 600, whatever, as long as it doesn't reach a gig, I think I'm fine. I'll be fine. Maybe I could do a little work around that. Let me calculate. 200. Just the really wow. That's like 1/6 of like the initial download. Neat. But that would be appreciated, man. You know, you don't have to get rid of that other link. Obviously, you just make like a, you know, do like a / in your signature, and then like NSF's only in parentheses, and then the link. Respect for that answer, dog. Not even a beer, though. Sometimes. I only drink when it's like a special occasion, which I guess I could be doing it right now, but I got work tomorrow in the morning, so. But I do partake in a alcoholic beverage, if the situation calls for it. Because yes, I am of age. I'm 28 years old, which I know I may not look like it, but been doing this for 10 years since I was 18. Since becoming a full-on adult. Since becoming an adult, I have been doing this thing. And it is much appreciated for everybody that also, of course, supports on the, supports the Patreon or takes a look into the Ko-Fi link and such, because, I mean, I wish I could just have all the free time like I did those many years ago to just bang out these revamped versions. But obviously, again, you know, I got work, I got my personal life, friends, family, my own personal time to enjoy stuff. You know? So I can't be there as far as like putting in all my time. But again, I do have the the goal, at least a goal tier here on the Patreon to at least produce 8BitStereo a bit more frequently if this goal is reached. Just as a little incentive. Now, for anyone that wants to give that extra thanks for this, you know, you're putting in towards that goal as well, which would be nice for everybody. Everybody benefits. Oh, I need to do some updating on here actually. I do have some stuff I should post, like some other, not like full-on behind-the-scenes stuff, but I could dig out my old Windows XP laptop that I started 8BitStereo on. Because that's right. When I started uploading on a freaking old HP Windows XP laptop from like 2008 when I got that laptop. And that baby was getting old even in the 2012 and 13 times. And then I upgraded to a Windows 7 laptop, like an Acer laptop, and then I got this desktop. What's funny on the NES Superman, they couldn't use the Superman theme for some reason. I mean, copyright reasons. Though there is a prototype version that does have the Superman theme, which is crazy. Stick to your guns, my dude. Thank you, Alex V. I'm sticking to everything I'm doing. And for a while, even when I first started my Patreon, I remember thinking like, oh yeah, I should attach this to 8BitStereo or do something with it, but never wanted it to be, obviously the main thing I'd never wanted to be is ever lock any of like the material or anything with this series behind, obviously, yeah, goals or anything with that. Everything I do with it in my free time for free, y'all will get it. Definitely putting stuff towards that goal will increase my like, oh shit, I better get on it. I can't let the people down. So again, for Ryan from earlier, if you're still hanging around, thank you again for your $10 pledge. I'm guessing tier 3 or the Patreon. Much appreciated. I have lots of free time, even with a part-time job, and I still struggle with motivation on my projects. It's all good. I mean, and you think of people that actually have like a full-time job, do like some YouTube stuff full-time, and do other projects as well. Some people are just able to balance out the time better. But yeah, even with a full-time job for me, I mean, again, because in 2012, I was still in high school, senior year, got out at the end of June of 2012. I didn't do anything for about a year, and that's when I definitely banged out a lot of 8BitStereo stuff. I went to community college, still didn't take up that much time for me to do 8BitStereo stuff, because I would actually just take my files and then do stuff on the computer labs at the community college. And then did that for a couple years, which was a waste, sadly, for community college. But then I finally got a job, and that was definitely where most of my time got sunk away. But I was still able to keep up some bit of 8BitStereo. But then I started Twitch streaming, and that definitely took away a lot of my focus from doing YouTube stuff. Which Twitch has become its own shitty thing for me. It's just like, Twitch is a joke now. It ain't what it used to be. I definitely met a lot of great people, made some great friends that I still know ever since I started there, and some good peeps that I know, but as far as the enjoyment that I get from streaming on Twitch anymore, it is plummeted. But I have been thinking, like, I want to try and actually stream every so often to here onto the channel, just for whatever. This bit of talking, chatting, catching up, what have you. Maybe I'll make that like a Patreon goal as well. Add that somewhere to be like, hey, if we reach this, I'll make sure there's a stream every month or so. Make it more fun there. Obviously nothing that's just like super like important, but it would make it fun. I enjoy all this chatting. I enjoy just hanging around, you know? Again, thank you all for anyone who's been sticking around here, whether since the stream started or you came in whenever, and just have enjoyed chatting about it. Anything. Maybe I can remove the junk folder when I was trying to make a very weird hog NSFe from that weird granddad. Oh, God. Wow, look at that. 32 megabytes. For the emulator folder. Oh, I thought you were going to say 30... Wait, yeah, I was going to say 32 megabytes for all the NSF, so it's like, that's way lower than what you just gave. Gracias por que comparte. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Thank you, as Evs Kakarato. That's a good one. That's a good name. You're welcome, and thank you for dropping by, saying hello. Appreciate it. And I know this is I mean, it's pretty much what the stream was gonna be. Nothing too exciting. Just a lot of talking. Just a lot of chilling. This is what I like the most about actually streaming. Because on Twitch, I try to put myself more as like hey, I'm an individual, I'm a personality, and I'm here to entertain you. It's like, that's fucking too much. That shit's so, like, and there's so many people that do that. It's like, it's too much for me. And that's someone that's really become a lot more introverted over the years. It's like I shouldn't force myself to be something that I definitely am not. Just a chill ass dude that likes to talk about nerdy video game music stuff, because that's my main coup de grace. Or maybe less wants to play Samus. There's no movie star, but hope she gets it going. That's so. Wasn't there somebody else that somebody was like, this actress will play better at Samus because she's actually the height of Samus? I don't know. Something like that. I don't keep up with too much stuff like that anyway. Oh, but yeah, whenever you do, if you're organizing those folders, Norbit, I would definitely love to see NSF only updated download kept up as well, because that would be nice. But let's see. You know what? Let's see. For y'all that are being here, let me tell you about what's coming up next for the 8-Bit Stereo uploads. Let me just tell you, I got myself a Konami Classic coming up. A sequel, in fact, to one I've already updated. So, you're getting a little bit of the sneak peek right here, I'll tell you what. Oh, and I got so many in, like, editing, though. I have all my freaking Sony Vegas files lined up. I just gotta edit together all the files and the footage together. Again, it sucks that doing the background gameplay adds a lot more time, you know, to getting them out, but I enjoy it, and I like it. It's just like seeing a bit of that movement in the background. If someone just has the video up, I'm sure that's pretty cool, and some people probably like it instead of it just being a static video image. Which, granted, at least near the end of 8-Bit Stereo, of the original line, the original like mix, I was saving videos at like 1 frame per second, which it saves them like instantly because obviously there's nothing to render, basically, visually. But, I mean, the soundtracks, you know, for how long they are, that's pretty much how long it takes for them to render. Like, Ferrari Grand Prix recently took pretty much 22 to like 25 minutes to render. It's not that bad. Bien Hacho, Alex, thank you. As well, welcome, hi. Maybe it would just be easier to set up a normal website so if I was to be there. Oh yeah, that would be too. But that's kind of what the NES dev like topic, that more NSF request kind of is, I guess. Because like I see every time there is a new rip, it's put there, and then I just download those and put them into my main file. But I'm just in general, for anyone that wants to like make sure that like they got everything, or starting their, you know, gathering of their own files, they could get it from there. They could start fresh from a nice NSF only download. Honestly, the reason why rip gains individually per region is because you can never know what you get in the process. Very true. Because there are definitely like some either certain sound effects or songs that are in certain rips. It's rare that it happens, but you never know. Oh god. Whew, my hair's really curling right there. Niko, what brought you to uploading 8-bit? Were you too young to be able to grow up in the 80s? Well, I was, like I said, I'm 28 years old, so I was born in 1993. I just started listening to, I started playing NES games first via emulation, of course. And I was always like, man, I love these soundtracks. Then I discovered NSF and NSFe, and I discovered Tim Fallon. And I was like, god dang, his soundtracks are fantastic. And then once I found this way to upload NES soundtracks in this 8-bit stereo format, I was like, holy shit, I could do this because this is something different than what is already uploaded in 2012 YouTube. And I have all these files of soundtracks that I can upload. I have everything for what could supply me as like the best and most like largest NES soundtrack uploading channel. And it kind of all has rolled from there, and you know, got through 900 plus soundtracks, 900 plus uploads of soundtracks. Now we're here in the revamp, and everything is going to be done even better now. There are very few soundtracks from the old days, from old NSF rips that were already like fully, accurately completed. There's a few soundtracks I think of that were like already fine, like all the songs that were ripped. But there's still other little touches, sound effects, and either sample stuff that can always be included in these new revamps that I am going to. It'll be nice. And plus that video footage and just the overall better quality makes it even better. Mad City Bite really has different soundtracks. One song in particular has a completely different lead. Is that so? Is there a Mad City NSFe? If not, then I have never even noticed. There is not. There is no Mad City. No wonder. I have played Mad City. I played the Japanese version. I just totally forgot if that was the case. There is a certain situation, of course, where different Japan and US versions like switch up the songs in different places. There's that situation that happens sometimes. Hey, I love your content. Hazel, welcome, hello, and thank you. Glad you enjoy 8BitStereo. Much appreciated. Try it to the driving stage. Yeah, I think that was the one that I definitely knew, like, oh yeah, this song is, you know, different. Spoof of the Matrix in the computer world has an 8-bit game they had to escape. Wasn't that Tron? I mean, it wasn't 8-bit, but there definitely could be something similar to that. What's on your shirt? Is it Katamari? Nope, it's Rhythm Heaven. This is the bunny hop mini game for those that are familiar with Rhythm Heaven. You got the bunny, you got the moon, you got the whale, you got the turtle. It's fun stuff. My favorite series, which is of course a rhythm game. Akamaju Densetsu is different from Castlevania. Yes, it is. Yeah, yep. There is some slight differences there. And of course, not even mentioning, of course, the Castlevania 3 Japan version with the VRC6 expansion sound chip. It's awesome, bro. You brought back tons of memories, and I'm glad to do that for a lot of people. Bringing back memories with these soundtracks, and people that either are just like, yeah, memories brought back. They enjoy the sound and like, wow, this is different. This is such high quality. This is just a nice new way to listen to these. I am glad to do so. And again, for someone that never grew up with NES games, I was too late growing up for them. At the earliest I had my sisters had the Super Nintendo, and even I knew the Sega Genesis, so like I knew those at least. But NES, nope, wasn't able to grow up with it. And yet here I am supplying the most, like, you know, trying to supply the most accurate and completed uploads of these soundtracks and preserving them, archiving them, making sure they're, you know, putting them out there, letting them be known. And of course, between the NSFe files for having that collection for people to check out, for those that are interested in the original sound versions and listen to them in that format, is it's nice to do. It's nice to be able to supply that. Oh my gosh. What am I at right now? Made it to 2 hours. Nice on. Still got at least 30 minutes or so, because again, it's not like there's a whole lot I had planned. Nothing significant else to do. But again, I enjoy the talking. It is nice. Oh, excuse me. I at least wanted to do something. I wanted to at least like be like, hey, 8BitStereo's been here for 10 years. Like, isn't that awesome? At least acknowledged it instead of just being like, oh yeah, just made a Twitter post, just being all like, it's here. Ain't that something? I mean, I could have, but it is nice to actually put myself back in my face back onto the channel, as it's been 4 years, stream-wise, of course. But as I guess is the nice thing to see, it's nice when the youngsters, the youngins can take something that's definitely for a lot of older folk, but keep it going. There was something nice from the from that NestDev post. What was it? The up-to-date NSFe collection. They were like, that Wii guy person. It was the most up-to-date archive I was aware of, carrying the torch from Slick Productions. And in a way, I was, unconsciously carrying the torch of the original person, or, at least the original person that made NSFe files, or was the creator of NSFe. That's something that I just realized recently. Like, oh my god, like I gotta keep that up. I can't let it down. You know, as much as like Mr. Norbert's put all his time and effort into making all these NSF rips, so we can have our complete soundtracks experience, at least. Or just for those that like know that like, hey, there's the complete soundtrack. There's all the sound effects, the samples, if they have any. Like, it's great to have that be done, and then it'll be, you know, archived and supplied forever. Oh gosh, just trying to find some new tracks. I need to supply at least 30 more minutes worth of music. So many soundtracks out there. It's great. The good stuff. Oh god, just realized I was getting behind a bit. Yo, Kindergarten Cop, yo, what's up? Thanks for what you do. I'm happy to get my video game plays together. You're most welcome, Kindergarten Cop. The guy Mega Man 2 best soundtracks ever written for NES. One of some of the best, but there are definitely some underrated gems here. Lagrange Point still stuns me to this day. Yep, that VRC7 expansion sound chip, making it sound like a Sega Genesis game. It is kind of amazing that they, even though it's the only game that used that for the sound for an official release, it was, you know, Konami did it. They made that happen. Even Dragons are a different soundtrack. Does the Dragon Slayer, or like the PAL version, does it? Usually slow in the music notes. Dragon has a fast pace. Completely different lead. Oh, and the ending. PAL version based on the Japanese, but pitched down. Oh. I got some of that stuff just kind of does, that doesn't register unless it's like a full-on, like, this is different from the other region versions. It's born in 94, but my grandma passed down her NES to my family, so the NES was my first console. Your channel helps me relive my earliest memories. Aw, you're welcome, Hazel. Thoughts on Platoon NES soundtrack? Top 10, top 25. The Platoon soundtrack is pretty great. Naoki Kodaka did great converting Jonathan Dunn's C64 soundtrack to the NES. Pretty dang good. Never had an OG NES till 12. Wow, so like the same year 8BitStereo started. Damn, just Famiclones though. Oh yeah, I started with an NES hardware clone. I did start before getting my AV modded top loader NES. God, it's already looping? Jesus. Fine, let me just, let me go over here to... Just saw it, there it is. Get more of that. Tim, Jeff Fallen. Let's see. I love getting the old Nintendo Power magazines back in the day. I have a few, so I've been able to experience like what it was probably like to have Nintendo Power. They're still way better than the OG NESs. Oh, I mean, yeah, some parts of the NES, like the design, like the original front loader, that was definitely, it had its faults. Suspector that clones are in the Famicom are top loaders. Top loader stuff is great. The Zelda secret sound is goddamn iconic. It's so nostalgic. Do 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 do. Oh god, my throat is starting to go out a bit on me. I think I'm only gonna do this for like another 30 minutes or so, cause my throat is not, it's been not used to talking so much lately. Favorite OST? Like, oh, soundtrack in general? Like, oh my god. Can't even begin to think what I could list. I mean, it's hard. Like, obviously, I have to be an emotional soundtrack, like one I grew up with, like Majora's Mask. A lot of tracks from there that just really hit me. Oh God, some N64 and GameCube games are definitely up there. Even some PS2, I would say, but I can't. That would have to be that could be a whole video I can make on my separate channel from 8BitStereo, and I'm like, what is my favorite soundtrack of all time? Most people would probably have a hard time just thinking of their top 5. Mario RPG is a goodie. I love Mario RPG. Maybe someday when 8BitStereo is like, I don't think 8BitStereo will ever be fully done, but there'll be a case where like I've done all the officially released games across NES, Famicom, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Master System, Game Gear, and all there's left is like hacks and homebrews, and even slowly trickling those out. Maybe I'll be like, you know what? Maybe it's time to upload some 16-bit soundtracks, but maybe by that point there'll all be a channel that will have gotten everything out. Sega, history or not, I don't get why Nintendo didn't make the top load NES way earlier. I mean, cost design maybe. I mean, it was all part of like the whole thing with like the video game crash, right? They didn't want to make the NES seem like it was in America at least, didn't want to make it seem like a video game console. It was like, it's an entertainment system. You load your games forward like a VCR. Because obviously, yeah, the Famicom, it's put things in top down, but that's what like the Atari was doing in other game consoles. They didn't want to make it seem too similar to that. They're like, it's an entertainment system. Think of it like your VCR that you can play with. You can play the material that you put in. Found out about Star Soldier again through the channel. Remember tunes, but couldn't place a name on the game, so I found the playlist. Star Soldier is pretty good. That Hudson Soft. I do love like the main theme. It's pretty. I like it. I want a top loader one day, unmodded but money. Yeah, I paid a good chunk for mine, even my NES top loader back in 2013 at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Definitely like 100, definitely 100. It was around that, but definitely worth it. The Power Glove, it's so bad. I got my powers. I have a Power Glove. I don't have the sensors though. I used to, but I was able to get myself a Power Glove at least again. Just the glove. What's Niko's top 10 NES soundtracks? I mean, if I do, I want to make sure they're varied at least. I don't want it all to just all be Tim Ballin or all European composers. I mean, there's Pictionary, Target, Renegade, Magician. I can think of some Japanese composed soundtracks to put in there. Definitely like Kickmaster, Power Blade. There's some good ones. Roller Games. Again, I have a plan to make myself some original content. I think I have, the link is there on, yeah, it is on my Patreon. I don't really have it anywhere else, obviously, because it's like, going to start uploading videos of original content on my YouTube channel, Niko Tengoku, which, yeah, there it is. So eventually, there'll be content on here, and I'll be probably making stuff like similar like that, list videos and such. Since everyone's asked your favorite soundtrack, yeah, that'd be awesome. What would you say the best soundtrack from PC games from the time period between PC? I barely play PC games. You can't ask me that. 2000 and 2010, I was playing all console games, and any PC games I have played have been past like 2010. I can't answer that. Now that's oddly specific. 100 equals, oh my god. Gotta pay import tax. Oh god. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, shipping costs. Anything overseas is like, oh, rough beans, man. But definitely when it comes to a lot of these, like what's my favorite, or if I'm going to discuss like this is why this soundtrack is so awesome and important and you should consider it, is I'll be doing on that channel. I gotta play WordPad or whatever of like video ideas, and even started to try and kind of write a script for some. It's there, it's all there. I just gotta then voice over it and apply footage and some editing if I want to be all fancy. So all of that's some planage. That's some planage I got. Anybody has a molecular teleporter machine? We'd be hard pressed to find something like that. But it's kind of interesting, you know, I think about like the history of 8BitStereo. It really hasn't been through too much. What's like the last things I can actually think about with it? So obviously it started February 19th, 2012. Whenever there, so that was version 1 when I started it, and then it went into version 2. So this one with the revamp is technically version 3. That happened around upload 300. It was Magician. Funny enough, I've talked about how I love the Magician soundtrack by Neil Baldwin. Whenever that upload happened, that was when version 2 came about. God, wow, seeing some of these, how late certain soundtracks were, it's kind of amazing I got to certain soundtracks before others. There's like some of these Famicom ones, like it took me like, what the hell was this for RoboCop 1? Wow, upload 202 for RoboCop 1. Like one of the most common NES games. Power Blade. Yeah, this one also is really long because I super extended the tracks because I really loved it. That's why it's also one of probably my favorite top 10 NES soundtrack. Oh my god. Man, even got to Time Diver Eon Man before like some of these. Mega Man. Oh yeah, because that was when the Matthew. It's in the description. I need to give thanks as always to that dude. Yeah, TSSF, Matthew Valenti, who made Mega Man Nostalgic into the NSF format, basically. Oh, okay, upload 331. So that was when 8BitStereo updated, sound-wise. I forget when actually I added the background. Because you'll notice, like, it's all pure black, but I added, like, a subtle, the Mega Man 4 Get Weapon grid. I forgot when that happened. Obviously, it wasn't significant enough for me to remember. Oh, there it is. I can just slightly see it in the... Oh my god. What? Battle City? What the fuck with it? Why? Wow. That's amazing. Congratulations, Battle City. You were the first upload that had that. Wow. You know, I'll just consider Shovel Knight and Pirates to actually have to be the one for this. Oh yeah, I think I updated the logo too, right? Oh yeah. That's right. I gave it the same font style that I have on the current videos right now. Just not tilted. Oh god, I keep forgetting when I do that. Because this is where I'm looking at you guys, because I don't know where else to go for the freaking chat. I know I could pop it out, but still. Oh my god, I can speak. Chief Coral Cola, he made it! Yo, welcome dude, you made it! Look at this cutie patootie. Yep, I have shaved, because the last time you probably saw me, I was all facial haired up on my Twitch stream on like late October. But welcome, man. Good to see you at the stream. It's been good. We just been chilling, hanging, relaxing, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. Just been talking about 8BitStereo, the NSF and NSFe file history. You know, making sure to plug my Patreon anytime I can. Well, not anytime, but, you know, when it comes up, I have. This has already been one person that's been generously pledged support, which is pretty generous. Which actually makes sense that he actually probably went for the tier 3 for the $10. Because $10, 10 years. It's like $1 per year. Yet I do this all for my hobby, passion, and enjoyment. And any monetary benefits, support is greatly appreciated. To know that my efforts have been worthwhile. Thoughts on David Wise, Captain Scott? I mean, David Wise he's legendary. I played some of his music just earlier. It was the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country 3. He's a legend. Love him. Can you fly, Bobby? Speaking of Power Blade, the box art's all over the place on Twitter. Yeah, Mike Woutenbauer. It's kind of impressive that he used himself as a... He did! And he had his own... he had a Kickstarter to, like, get a print of that. And I wish I supported it. I wish I backed it, because I would have loved to just have a huge-ass poster of basically the Power Blade box art. I was a fool! Oh, well. You miss out on things. I still listen to y'all play ABC. Hey, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. You're welcome. Glad you still enjoyed. I hope you're enjoying, or everybody has been putting on the new playlist and listening to the revamp stuff. Now again, if you like the old stuff in the Echo Reverb, if it fits better on like your stereo sound system, or just you like that better, all good. But the revamp with both playlists, oldest to newest and newest to oldest, that's the shiz to go for. Dragon Warrior is an hour long, yeah, which is not that crazy because of it being an RPG, but it's the fact, yeah, there's that many tracks that add up to an hour. It is crazy. And I think most of those tracks were regular, like the song starts, it loops, and then once the next loop happens, it fades out. That's typically how they were time stamped. It was like the song starts, so that's technically like not loop 1, but it's like the first phase. Then it loops, and that's the second phase, but that's technically loop 1. And then when you get to it again, loop 2, that's when it fades out. On the revamp, I basically loop songs for as long as they're enjoyed. Like certain, which ones? Like, I think, did Treasure Master get... well, all I have to do is just look at the times. That's how you know. So Treasure Master, 29:30, revamp, the old one... 19:29. So yes, they were extended by another loop because they were actually pretty long songs, like a minute and a half before they loop. So it's like minute and a half, and then you get to like that, like 3 minutes, and then normally it would loop fade after that, but then I added another loop because those songs are great. What was it? Journey to Silius, 16:47 for the old one, 25:25 for the new one. So yeah, I had definitely been... Most of the revamp versions, they're generally extended for the songs, unless they already are like long enough before they start to loop. There is one of those, I think, already that's been in the upload, right? I think that actually Ferrari Grand Prix was one of them, because like the race theme one is like two and a half minutes before it loops, or the title screen is like 2.5 minutes before it loops. So obviously it's like, all right, just give it the standard two loop, so it doesn't overstay its welcome, even though it's a fantastic song and soundtrack. Maybe last year, David had a stream on YouTube, so I couldn't get an answer why Snake Rattle and Roll was compressed into PPU memory. You think he would know that? That's more what you have to ask like Chris and Tim Stamper, unless obviously it's related to the music, which even then, I don't know. Maybe then you would have to ask Mark Betteridge. But again, like, I don't know if he knew that much about that stuff. But if he did and could even recall, I would be amazed. But, yeah, pretty sure I answered. But yeah, Coral, stream's been good. Hope you've been well, dude. I bet you're glad you can actually catch a stream in some form or fashion, even if it's not on Twitch. Solar Jam Man. Solar Jam Man is one of the longer OSTs, that's for sure. And those songs, like, they're long on the original upload because... They're hour and 6 minutes because they're naturally long for just the standard 2 loops. None of those songs are extended. Hour and 6. So obviously not counting stuff like Mega Man 9, 10, and Shovel Knight. Definitely like Dragon Warrior 4, Solar Jetman. Those are some of the longest soundtracks. Final Fantasy 3 is an hour and 7. That might be the beater right there. And I'm pretty sure I didn't extend most of those tracks. And obviously, shortest soundtrack, I mean, there's... Most of them all fit into the same thing. Like Golf, NES, like, just standard as Golf, Black Box. I mean, that's just sound effects there. So that's like one of the shortest soundtracks ever. I think there are soundtracks that are even shorter than that. They probably don't even have jingles. They just have, like, 1 or 2 sound effects. There are probably those games. Oh, wait, Magician? No, 45 minutes. So, yeah. But when you do reach an NES soundtrack that goes over an hour, that's when it's definitely like, whoa, impressive. We are definitely in the average of like 10 to 20 minutes for most soundtracks. Oh, Fire Emblem Gaiden. That's 58 minutes. Again, almost reaching an hour. He said he was involved in a little bit of the programming. Oh, it was weird seeing him with hair on an old photo. Yeah, he had like a full-on, like, just lengthy hair. It was like, damn, David. Rocked it in the 80s. That's good to know he was involved in the programming. I assume even if you just strictly, like, just compose on, like, whatever kind of thing, you have to be involved in some kind of, like, programming in a way, you know? But I guess when it comes to, like, either sound driver stuff or sound programming, some other people are, you know, doing that. They leave that to others. Golf is hilarious. Golf is hilarious. Never got to upload that for the original 8BitStereo run. Which, I mean, oh, gee, I wonder why. There actually still wasn't a rip of that till, like, 2019. When, like, Norbert did it. Or Carmix? Somebody did it. I'm just scrolling through the 8BitStereo old mixed versions of We Guys 8BitStereo, just kind of seeing all the work that's been done. God, even some of these, one of these being uploaded, like when like that second version of the mix came out. 2016, yeah, 2017. That was like kind of the last run. Definitely 2017, 2018 was like the last year run of when things were like super slowing down. I mean, hell, all I have to do is go into my content and then look at the uploads. Like 2020 literally had it literally had 2 soundtrack uploads, Ferraria and Idol Hackenden. And then 2019 was a lot slow. Wow, that was, yeah, 2019 had, what is this? Like 13. Yeah, I had like 20 uploads in 2019. 2018 was the last major year that like the soundtracks were being uploaded in. The glory days, as some would call it. But we're entering a new era, and it may be still slow, but goddamn, I'm still doing what I do and enjoying it. Oh, so I'm afraid to look at their SNES drivers. Then again, I don't know crap about SNES programming, though it's just 60-bit register assembly. I doubt you ever did Just Breed, right? Yep. Kind of missed my upload of it, even though it was incomplete. Yeah, I never got to do Just Breed because that is a MMC5 expansion sound chip, which is rough for me to do. Any conversions on those, Famicom Disk System, and the VRC7, so Lagrange point. Those are like the main 3. I still could do my 8BitStereo thing, but I would have to find a way to not have those expansion sound chips involved or have them separated while still being able to play the music. Just Breed. You know it's weird. But, I mean, there's not that many of those. Again, Lagrange Point's just the one for the VRC7. MMC5, there's like 15 games that use that. Or have that attached to it. I remember when I was able to use Hex Editor, I was able to remove the expansion chip out of, like, Bandits of Ancient China and Nobunga's Ambition 2. And the file still played. There are some where, like, if you take out that expansion sound chip, like, the file doesn't play. And I'm like, ah, this sucks. Actually looking for it. Didn't I do that with that one? Oh, wait a minute. Didn't I put that? Oh, I put that in part 8. Oh, that's right. I did. Well, there we go. I definitely look forward to some Game Boy Color in the future, like Ballerina. Oh, gosh, yeah. Game Boy games will take longer to do because, there, like I said, there's no NSFe version of, like, GBS files, which is the Game Boy equivalent to NSF, GBS. But I still will try and get some out occasionally. Just want to let you know I respect you and love the shit out of you, dude. Keep this up. I will definitely do my best. I'm not gonna ever stop this until, much like Mr. Norbert's quest with ripping all the NSFs, I'm not gonna stop till all possible soundtracks are uploaded. Niko's 8BitStereo. Wait, I think I finally thought of my absolute favorite dance song. Oh yeah, Strange Memories of Death from Gimmick. That is a great one. And for an unused song, like, god dang, could have used that as like another ending track or something. That is a great one. MMC5s in some Koei games are kind of cheating. I hate the games that they use, yeah, for sound effects. Oh, that makes sense why there's no sound effects then on some of the rips. Or definitely before why there wasn't. That makes sense. That is cheating. That is mean. Oh wait, you're a mean company. Absurd way how they initialize a sound effect. Coding really was quite a was a Wild West, wasn't it? Even back in that day. Even though there was, even by the time Koei was making games, there was probably a solid standard of how to make sure to code and, you know, program your games. But they were like, no. But then again, considering the theory that most Koei games were done by just like 1 or 2 people, like that whole theory, like a Micronic situation or whatever. Which that's its own thing too. Oh, Micronics, you're an interesting developer. That apparently is just one person for some of those early games. The Koei bytecode. Yep. Oh my goodness. Oh, what are we at? 8:30? Yep, 2.5. I'm about making it to my requirements, or what I was gonna do. Aw. Oh wow, someone did do some someone actually gave a support on the Ko-Fi link. I didn't even, well, obviously they have no notifications for that, but hey, if Michael S is around, thank you, dude. Well, I'll definitely have to thank that person anyway once I get to the when I check up on that. So yes, again, thank you to both Michael S of the Ko-Fi and Ryan Patreon for your support there. I also think I'm going to go now to sleep. See ya, everybody. See ya, Mr. Norbert. Thank you for popping on in and giving all of your your rantings and your ramblings. Which is appreciated because, again, like I was saying, that's one of the top, that's like one of the main NSF rippers right there. Mr. Norbert. And even though he got his original YouTube channel deleted, here he is back again at least. Well, as far as I know, I don't think certain videos he had on his YouTube were like super like critical, like the only evidence of like certain things, but it still does suck. You never want that to happen. But I mean, yeah, it's about to be reaching midnight for like some people on the East Coast, for anyone staying up or hanging around. I appreciate it greatly. Like Taco Guy, Norbert, Alex V, Nex. Who else? Who else can I scroll up and see? Some ABC, Nicholas Hughes, Chief Coral Cola, of course. Hazel. Getting around cop. The Big Cheese. Thank you keeping this going. Thank you, Big Cheese. Sorry I didn't say. I missed that message. I'm sorry. Gamer Guy 78. Your quality is amazing. Let your videos run on my way to work. Thank you, Gamer Guy. Sorry if I missed that. I think I can scroll up to like okay, maybe not the beginning, but still. Still. Thank you. Centrillo, see that name too. S-Pack. This was very nice. Very nice, just kind of way to relax my end of my weekend. Celebrating my 10-year anniversary. I wish I did have, like, an old photo of me that I could, like, show. I mean, there might be. But I think I have photos that are, like, really old. Phone pics. I mean, nah. Oh, this is my graduation. I have my graduation photos here. That was the same year that 8BitStereo was happening. Well, either way, I mean, I still look about the same. Just think of, oh wait, hey, oh wait a minute, hey yo, hey now. This is the photo. I forgot. I still have this photo. This is the photo that inspired the original, the logo, the icon of what is used on 8BitStereo. Oh God, so freaking. Hey, look at that. Hey, see, kind of look the same. God, the way my games, the games I had, like, that's my collection. You could just barely see. God. The power glove. Looking at the cam. That was that. That was the photo that inspired when I was like, hey, use this photo to create the, to Mandarin Swift all those years ago. Wow. So, I mean, that was 2011. That was October of 2011. So, just a couple months before 8BitStereo started. So, like I said, don't look that different, huh? Pretty much the same, except, you know, I'm a little older. My hair's longer right now, and... Actually, do I... Yeah, still have my little... Like, my... Like, not birthmark, but I have, like, this little dot on my nose. That's there. Young Niko. Oh, young Niko. I tried to listen to his old upload about Ting Time, but God, it was loud. Oh, for Dorbert. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention to that, to Mr. Dorbert. I was like, if you're going to upload soundtracks again, make sure they're volume balanced well, because some of them were super loud. There was also his video intro that was really loud as well. Not like a complete, like, negative, just a critique. Just something that I was like, oh, God. Norbert did his own thing too with the sound of NES soundtracks on his uploads too. Kind of like an in-between me and like grade 1 U52, Gradius 2. Jeez, I remember when this channel opened, 10 years already. Bruce, welcome. Yes. If you mean this channel was open like when I started this in 2008, this channel, like, then you're super OG. But if you just mean 8BitStereo in general, like, still, 2012, that's a long time. That's 10 years ago. And still to think 14 years ago was when I created this YouTube channel, which was, you know, we're kind of celebrating a bit of an anniversary as well, because I created this channel, which went through its names of the Wii guy, of course. This channel was created on February 2nd of 2008. Wow. The next year will be 15 years. Wow. Oh, wait, I had this photo zoomed in accidentally. Oh, yeah, it's because it was signed by Pat Contry, who, I mean, fine person, I guess, but I used to enjoy his content, but not anymore. This is an old power glove. This ain't the power glove I used to have, also. But look at that youngster. That's old young Niko right there. Oh my God, the way the screen faded in, it kind of... Oh, look at that. I'm right there. Eh? Wow, that fade in where the picture is right there is... That's almost kind of... Wow. That's like a full-on, like, look how much different I haven't changed. It's written on the side. It was signed by Pat Kachi, you know, Pat the NES Punk, who used to come to the Poor Retro Gaming Expo, or no, he always did since like 2011. And someone I used to enjoy his content, but like not anymore. And that was an old Power Glove too, so I don't have that one anymore. I think the writing was, I wiped it off because I was like, I don't want to take the value down on this Power Glove. 10 years ago, Niko was 5. Anthony, I was not 5. Come on. You giving me a haha smile there? So much has changed. And again, 2011. My God. I'm glad the anniversary was this year. And after all I've been doing with the revamp and such. Be a bit of a bummer if it was last year, because yeah, 2020 was alright. Despite what happened with the, you know, what happened in 2020. But 2021 was actually worse to me, for me, personally. So, you know what? In 2022, glad I could celebrate the 10-year anniversary of 8BitStereo. It works. Let's see again. You have the download to the entire master NSFe collection by me and Anonymotron, who is someone that's helped me. Sure to have the most complete NES and just in general, like, Nintendo NSFe collection. Master collection will always be updated here, or if you do happen to be on the NSFe forums, I got signature there that'll always say the master collection as of whatever date. Same on the Shiz forum, the shiz.org, and yeah, nestdev.org, forums.nestdev.org. But this is also a right here. This is always a good place to check for links to that. Of course, the Patreon support in there. Oh yeah, I do have. I forgot I put the Ko-Fi link on the like channel banner thing here too. Yeah, Michael S. Enjoyed your service, Private. Congrats on 10 years. How nice. That's very kind. Thank you. Gotta be sure to thank that person when I'm done with all this. And of course, the link and description of this like stream and such. There's my Twitch, which I will occasionally stream to. I'll go back to it someday, I guess. Twitter for other update stuff, which I'll maybe try and be a little bit more active and vocal with my NSF stuff. NSFe. Instagram for whatever. I was uploading vinyl posts. Did I collect the vinyl? Even have video game soundtracks like this one. The soundtrack to 40 Winks by Steve Duckworth. You know, I got stuff. There's all kinds of stuff around here that I could be posting about. Oh. Which, that was my thing. You see, I have I got my whole game collection here, like in the back you could see, but I have an even bigger, growing vinyl collection. Been my new love, I would say. Where did the NSFe come from? It's a funny name. Well, I think it was started by the person who originally created that plugin. Actually, I don't know where it actually came from. I think it was just because it sounded funny, like not so fatso. Maybe even sounded like Mario, like not so fatso. Yep, creator Dish. I forget how to pronounce it, but he actually passed away. The creator of Not So Fatso. Yeah. Open source Winamp for plugin. It was highly configurable and used the most accurate sound for NES games, which is why I still use it to this day, because apparently, yeah, it yields the most accurate sound for NES games. Actually, between this and Fubar 2000 with the Game Emu player, both are great options to use to play. Fubar does benefit with certain soundtracks, actually. Not So Fatso. Obviously, I mean, released in 2003, it was discontinued by its original developer. 2006, however, made open source to allow for the updates from other programmers. So really, it hasn't really been updated really that much since then. I mean, I made sure to get the latest version, but God knows when this was updated. Yeah, I don't know where it came from, but this is in Slick Productions. This ain't a thing anymore. It's just now some gambling site, yep, or whatever. Slick Productions. And yeah, and Dish, he passed away last year or two years ago already. So I better keep this up For him, for everybody that enjoys this stuff. Can't let it down. May the creator of the plugin rest in peace. Yep. Thank you for all the music over the years. I use your place so much for work. You're welcome. I'm glad for whoever uses it for work, driving places, to work, or personal, workout, anything, enjoyment. I hope you enjoy the revamp. Look forward to using that, the playlist for the new versions more and more. My rec is expensive. Paid $6 for a copy from the UK. It's, yeah, anything from overseas, the shipping is going to kill you. You just got to hope that if you're browsing like on Discogs, that somebody in the US has a copy. Which usually it's the same price anyway if you just order it from overseas, but obviously it's the shipping is cheaper, standard. And you don't have to wait probably that long for it to get over here. Not OST records, but random music. There's a lot of video game music stuff that's done overseas, and that's what definitely sucks to get certain video game music soundtracks. But yeah, may the creator of the plugin rest in peace. It's kind of sad too, because also it's even here on the Shiz forum. The Shiz creator here, he passed away in 2017. And I think there was a topic here, or a post made about him passing away. Yep, there it is exactly right here. I think I remember making my post about that. Yep, exactly. The not-so-fatso guy. Developer of the NSFe file format. And this is, again, not just for him, but for everybody who enjoys NES music and loves. Yep, there it is. Can't believe he passed away. Utmost respect and praise for him, which I do. Without the program, I don't know if I'd be as involved with NES soundtracks as much, and NSFEs. True. Without him, without that, none of this would be happening. It always starts somewhere, you know? There's always a beginning point, and pretty much discovering his Slick production site was the beginning. That's what started it all. So here, may God bless. He'll say the from it's all and all here in Jesus, amen. All of that stuff. All of that. Kind of odd to have that song playing while talking about the heartfelt stuff, just like the wacky Wolverine stage from Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge. But look at that. 2 hours, 46 uptime. About to be 9 o'clock, because I'm in the West Coast, United States. We have done, well, this has been a nice discussion of such. Or maybe not schedule minus mess. That's all right. I mean, I'm about to be ending anyway, because, I mean, gotta get ready for work and prepare some other stuff. Do my usual nightly routine. But this has been good. I mean, finally getting to discuss some stuff about all my NESF history, 8BitStereo history. I was getting to see some of the just a handful of people that have probably been here for either years or recently, coming in, saying hi, talking, chatting. This is what I would do like on Twitch, but I'd be playing something, which I should probably get back to doing some Twitch streaming, because I started the series to rank every single NES game. Not rank every soundtrack, literally play and rank every single NES game. I got to Air Fortress, like number 27, out of like 715 of the North American licensed library, at least. Pretty big project to try and take on. But maybe I'll return to it. So maybe I should actually rank every NES soundtrack. That would probably be more up my alley and consistently able to do. All I'd have to do is just listen to the soundtrack and bam, instant ranking. Would probably be a little bit more fitting in my style. Been a fun stream, yeah. 10:44 CST. Thanks again for all the work putting the soundtracks. Keep it up, dude. Thanks. And again, give thanks to peeps like Mr. Norbert who done the NSF ripping, Karmic, New Rising Sun. Like the three main people I could think of, because those are the names that always come up when I see like new rips of stuff. Definitely all those rippers. Dish, the NSFe creator. You know, giving his rest in peace. Thanks for everything. For that. But of course, I know. As far as like the soundtracks I put here and what I do with 8BitStereo, you're welcome for that. I'll continue to do it. Oh, and yeah, Gil Galad. He is my... Oh, of course. Oh, God. I'm terrible. I didn't even mention Gil Galad the whole time. He is like the one that started NSF and everything. Like one of the original, like the starter of it all. Like Gil Galad and like Memblers, who's pretty much been around since like the early 2000s. They are like the OGs. And yeah, he was your mentor. He taught a lot. He did a lot for a lot of people as well. Oh, that's right. You're yeah, because you were saying Oregon State and all. That's right. You're around here. That's crazy. That's awesome, dude. Maybe, hopefully, if Portland Retro Gaming Expo happens again, you know, we'll be able to meet up there. I hope it does, because I do miss the event of that and hanging out with certain peoples. Thank you for all the uploads. You're welcome, Next. Thank you for enjoying it, and everybody who enjoys it. Maybe we should join in one of your streams one day. Well, considering my streams have taken a dive, I don't know when the next time it'll really happen, and I'll pick that up, but we'll see what happens. But between everybody, NSF, NSFe creators, still people that upload soundtracks, you know, Gilvis Thunder, that whole thing we had at the beginning of the stream talking about that. People that upload soundtracks, that preserve, that archive, everything. And who do everything for information about composers, developers, all of that. Everybody who does the research for that too, which is, again, like, that's also like part of the battle that like doesn't even get mentioned. Like the people that actually are able to contact certain original composers and people that can ask questions and the people that can give the information. Like everyone that does all that research and searching, you know, God bless them all. God bless them. God bless them all. And thanks to all of them. I'm just a source, a hub of just uploading the soundtracks that, you know, become available for a lot of people. Thanks to the efforts of NSF Rippers, people finding out composer and developer info. I am just the one that just puts it all out there. Is like, here's the most accurate and, you know, hopefully complete information and everything about these soundtracks and games. I know I'm rambling a bit, but it's just because that's just how it be sometimes. Thank you, been entertaining. Keep on staying blessed. I'll keep on keeping, you know. Projects you upload help me relax. I listen to them when I do my daily chores. How you been? Kylo Fang, you're coming in, Kilo Fang coming in near the end of the stream right now. This just celebration of 8BitStereo's 10-year anniversary. I'm just giving all my thanks to everybody that's been involved in general for video game music scene and information. It's a whole effort between everybody, really. So I have to give my thanks and love to all of those that took it to what I'm doing with like 8BitStereo, you know. But I hope you've been well. I hope everybody has had a good time hanging out tonight. Maybe I'll try and do something occasional here on the channel for streaming every so often, just for like, I don't know, something just fun and simple like this. Okay, let me see. Everything is, I think I've gotten everything out. Thank you for those that, again, supported on the Patreon, and the Ko-Fi. Much appreciated. Appreciates everyone's support, viewing, liking, sharing, subscribing. It's been real fun doing this, and I hope to keep it going for as long as I can. Stay safe, dude. Thank you. I hope everybody stays safe as well. Keep on enjoying the soundtracks here at 8BitStereo. See you on the next uploads. And, yeah, be safe. Take care. I love you all. Thank you for helping make what I do here feel special. Wow. and screen it up, taking it out. Enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.